Yeah, do it live. Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Himp Plays Silly Buggers. I think is the technical term.
It's all good.
Right.
No, the problem is today there are some days where probably you should not be let out alone. Today is one of those days for me. And hello.
I've actually managed to figure out a pattern for those days, so I can identify them where I'm concerned. It's the ones that end in Y.
Cunning. We'll look out for those.
Yeah.
But why?
Oh.
Ah, okay. Is that's where we're starting off? Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Hello
that
and welcome
kind
to
of day.
It's gonna be one of them.
I've only just noticed I don't have chassis open.
That's probably for the best.
I feel like something just went over my head, but I don't know what it was.
How am I supposed to interact
The
with
plot,
that without chassis?
Are you expecting plots?
Nothing goes
I
over
mean,
my
Well, no,
head.
I mean,
My reflexes are too fast.
Speaking of plot, before we get started into the fight, how big of a crowd was it that I was playing for? Because I need to roll for new fans.
Yes, new fans.
Oh, of course.
Thumbs down a lot. Several people have got. Lots of people have gone home. The evening is drawing on, and there were a couple of people lying around, suffering heat exhaustion. So you will have had a chance over the day to influence 15 people.
So that is a huge group, technically. Well, it says single person, small group of up to 6, or DV12 for up. Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
You were sitting there going,
No, that's fine. I wasn't sure how that worked. Mr. T's in there.
right, okay, so setting mental age limit to... Yep.
It's okay. He will be fine with it because he can't say anything out loud.
When we set the game to adults,
Yeah.
it's kind of, here be dragons.
I'm quite aware,
Okay,
and
why not?
I look. I've introduced both of my kids to rated R horror movies as children, so good parenting, bad.
Are you trying to desensitize them? The horrors of the world. This is what adulthood looks like.
He did it with a full-on Clockwork Orange bit, with the eyes pinned open. And
Oh. Fabulous.
We're all under 18 for Thing as their annual end of year
Nice.
thing to watch people's reaction when the head runs along.
Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna watch it.
Concrete barrier, middle, dividing the two halves of the car park.
Okay.
With lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them even work.
Is Fantasy Ground supposed to be showing on stream? Okay. Cool. Okay, I just wanted to chat.
It's perfectly valid.
Okay.
Which really isn't.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if that was planned to be or not. Yay! Ooh.
I was wondering whether people would find it too piss boring, but I suppose explaining what I'm doing as I do it. So what I'm doing is, because I don't have any graphics for the vehicles, that had been my initial plan, I am going to draw on where the various Nomad trailers were fan is. I say PCs, Macs. Fan is, and where there are any other overt. I'm gonna say cover. These
Places to hide. Please.
equals.
Yeah.
So you want me to roll 3 times for 3 different groups? Okay. They're metal dice on a wooden table. I'll get my tray. That was a 13.
It's not exactly difficult to make fans, is it?
Well, it's a D10 plus my charismatic impact.
Yeah, against a DV of 10, which is not a huge.
Well, with small groups, no, but with large groups, it's a DV 12.
But DV12 is still not exact. I mean, I would not. Well, my main thing is shooting people, and I wouldn't worry too much about hitting a DV12 on that.
Yeah. So I rolled a 13, an 11, and a 13.
That is a
I'm
very
assuming
yellow.
that the GM is supposed to make modifiers to these DVs based on circumstance, such as, for example, when your thrash metal rocker boy is attempting to make a fan of someone who's primarily into Mantovani.
Yeah.
Someone with very poor taste.
Hey, it's a strange future.
This is true.
Mad trailers who have been sprayed all day, and now today, changing shape.
Today, children.
I mean, we've already ventured through the round window. It's
Oh boy.
Mhm.
I'm sure we'll be back.
Okay.
Mhm.
What colour do we want the mariachis to be? Bright orange.
By the way, Molly, I like the dash of blue-green.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. My first attempt at doing multicolored hair intentionally. I've done it before accidentally, but thank you. Ooh.
Is that rectangle in the middle actually a hole, a barrier and hole down into below? Oh, okay.
Barriers.
So that's
Okay.
a thing we can
all-
hide behind and hurdle rather than a thing we can fall down.
So I'm already safe. Have fun, guys.
Oh.
The ankles are not safe.
Also, given the kind of munitions that are potentially liable to be deployed,
Mhm.
I'm hoping that there are no impressive munitions being deployed because we've got none on our side. If they have, we're in big trouble.
I mean, the person that Hideo was talking to
Well,
has has some. If they are still here, if she's still here, is Tutankhamun still here, or has she gone? Has she left now? Yeah.
Well, we
Bye-bye,
also
Mummy.
we also don't know whether or not Viper and Mario are packing.
Okay, neither one of those was there.
I think the scariest people here are probably the mariachis, because I've seen all three of those films, and those are dangerous people.
I was admiring.
Is Max's van on the thing yet, or?
Ah, right.
Oh, it's that thing.
Because I
Oh,
hadn't quite appreciated.
How dark that
Oh,
central
there
bit
it
is.
right. I see it.
Yeah.
oh, but he
I
parked
didn't
between
realise
the
he had
lines.
descriptions
I'm
turned on
fine
for
with
the
Max's van
channel.
being oaky, really low key, whatever. Being hidden.
Hidden would be best because we don't want it riddled full of holes, unless it's actually got armor that we don't know about. That would be awesome.
I'm pretty sure it hasn't.
At least not yet.
But we would know about anything that's added afterwards.
I don't yet have any influence, let's call it, over Robinson's character, so I can't therefore get modifications made to it yet. I need ways of persuading him that don't cost me money. Yeah, I do need ways of persuading him. I mean, sometimes being a friend is enough as a way of persuading people, but in this case, I don't think it is. So
Not dying is a pretty good persuasion as well.
Okay. I love how Max actually parked within the lines of what was pre-drawn.
How very
course he did.
British.
Yes, he's A, British, and B, originally corporate. So
Oh, it's
I
locked
don't like
for
the
us, isn't
implication
it?
there.
Yeah.
This is Max's ex-van.
No, it is.
Yes, I've
it's-
already moved Max once, so
I
I
can
know
move
that I
mine.
can
Yep,
move
I
Max.
can move mine.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can now. Cool.
You'll also find there's a little yellow arrow indicating what direction you are facing. I don't know whether Drut's going to pay any attention to those arrows. I'm not sure if there's an easier way of doing it, but if you right-click on your token, then there's a rotate left and rotate right button that comes up on the radial menu. Don't accidentally click delete token instead, because that would be counterproductive.
Does that actually put an arrow on?
Should it be counter unproductive because you'd be removing the counter?
That's true. Yeah, it would be.
Oh.
Counter-destructive.
Yes.
Counter-destructive is what we're all about.
Yeah.
Drut, the grey squares that are producing light, are they pillars or are they just something?
There we go. Okay.
Okay. So they're not cover.
Not unless you're very small.
I wonder whether they might be bollards, which they still wouldn't really be cover, but
yeah.
Decide on. And they are basically cube lights. They are just high enough that if you're not looking where you're going, they will shred your tires.
Nice.
Being useful in any way, shape, or form.
I think that's what one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse says. It's the end of everything, isn't it? Cube lights.
Oh, God.
Hey, look, I've got to get all my bad jokes and puns out now before my character dies and I'm forced to shut up.
Slightly concerned by Hideo's current position, i.e. in the line of fire.
Oh no, that was just me. I couldn't remember which one the thing that Drut said was the one with the railgun at, so I just like put myself right in the middle.
Oh, good.
You haven't missed much, Dab.
I was going to ask before any fighting
Hey, Dab.
started.
You missed some painfully bad puns, but other than that,
Yeah, it kind of has gone a bit weird. I'm just equipping each of them with people.
for not
Which
appearing in
one I
this
was
fight.
handshaking with.
Well, I mean, there is always the chance that they get shot by stray bullets.
Rest in peace.
Not by. Well, I mean,
Which is now because what the hell?
in science fiction, it could happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Advanced smart ammunition
Mhm.
with submunitions.
And this is the future, isn't it?
No, no, they
So
were
they were
killed
killed by a bullet
with.
shot from a gun.
Yes.
It's kind of, ooh. Okay, so that's the deep fry guy.
I take no responsibility for the actions of my weapon in my hand.
I take no responsibility for the actions of my mouth.
Skiv.
Okay.
We don't have the smug guy. We're gonna have
Apparently,
the dodgy.
Pippin
looking
wants in
guys.
on this fight. I don't know why.
Shall
Oh,
I
in
Well-
that case, we win. Just set the cat at them. Then Pippin will kill everything.
I mean, if this was if this was actually at the table and we had miniatures, that would very much be the case.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
that has been the case.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Noni was the devil for it. She really was.
Cat. We're fine. It's all good.
We're allowed on the internet. We've got a cat.
Do you have a cat? No.
It's not my fault. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah, no, right, wait. There we go.
Yeah.
No, never.
So tragic.
Yeah, Drad's still like in super detailed map design mode because she can escape actually having to do it.
You say that, but that is exactly what I do. It's, since my weird low self-esteem based GM block came in, I will faff around at the beginning of a game unless the players actually force me to start GMing. And you can literally I can go through an entire 4 or 5 hour session without us ever actually playing anything because I just faff about and distract people and allow conversations to go off at a tangent and nothing ever happens.
I know I have done sessions similar to that.
I think
The
I've been in a few of
chat seems to think that Drat has weird audio.
Yeah.
What's what is the weirdness that you're hearing, Dav and Mr. T? How's it sounding weird? Different than the rest of us?
Not seeing any lag issues on VC, which
Mm-mm.
usually
it
precede
sounds fine
things.
here, but is it Darth Drut? Maybe? Super deep.
Just the way I'm talking. Am I
Ah.
actually Benji Mouse?
Well, I do know that Mr. T is watching from his iPad as well, so there is also.
No,
Was very dismissive.
That could be a buffering issue then, rather than a.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Here we go. Downloading enough data to play, and then as it catches up with itself, it will play the audio faster to catch up with the video.
Mm-hmm.
6th Street.
You say that we're going to fight
plays
them.
it like, you know, when you have fast forward and play it on your cassette deck, pressed at the same time. That's what it sounded like.
Oh.
And it was just Drut?
It was just Drut that I heard, yeah.
Huh.
Difficult to tell though, because it's just very. It is that fast. Because it wasn't lining up with anyone else's audio. It's difficult to tell completely.
Yeah,
but it was kind of in Drut's pitch.
That does sound like effectively a buffering issue.
Yeah.
It squeezed. Yeah, it took too long getting it, and then squeezed it into the available space.
It's very weird.
Hmm.
Not at the moment.
Okay, if it's an intermittent thing, then there may be almost nothing we can do about that. Then
let's just hope it goes away.
Yeah, hopefully it evens out.
It's actually starting to look like I almost know what I'm doing.
Aha.
Almost, yeah.
30 minutes of setup, and we're gonna win this fight in like 30
4
seconds.
hours.
I'm not going to say how long it took me to run a D&D fight with this number of individual. I think I had 2 more. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I had 2 more enemy NPCs, but it was this number of PCs.
Oh man.
That's okay.
Actually, no.
Max is the solo. He's going to shoot 1 dead every round. It's fine.
Actually, no. I have run a combat with for larger. The 4. I can't remember if I've told the story of the 4-way conversation and fight that happened, but that had 11 individual.
Oh, geez.
That had 12 individual PCs and NPCs. Who all had independent actions. Only 4 of those were being controlled by player characters.
Oh god.
Knight, I would like to clarify that even though Max is a crack shot, it's Fish that's rolling the dice.
Max is not a crack shot. No, Max doesn't have anything like the skill to be a crack shot. Not when I'm rolling the dice.
That's the thing. He might have the skill, but it's the dice that matter.
Yeah,
I need
his base with handguns is still only 11. He's just not really that good.
Only 11.
He's almost twice as good as I am with handguns.
But remember, again, I mean, assuming that because armor and you aren't expecting your enemies to have super high like reflexes and such to be able to dodge you either. Also, armor isn't a huge like you're only looking at things like, I mean, at our level, like most of us have armor 11, if that, and we would assume that it is similar for our opponents.
It's not like
I like to never make assumptions on what the opponents are doing until we can confirm.
It's not like we walked into Arasaka and started shooting up the place.
Not. We wouldn't.
I'd just like to point out that the one shot I have fired yet in this game basically lightly scratched someone who didn't pay any attention to it.
I thought
that's
that
where we're going with my capabilities for downing these people once per round.
Yeah, you did that deliberately to intimidate them. Surely.
Yes. But Fish, the ballad that Dandelion is currently writing has you shooting one of them in the ass as they ran away.
I prefer that version. That's definitely better than what really happened.
What is?
They're not the ones labelled EHB, P, and O, are they?
Stats.
Hello, Pope.
So we want stats for your mooks.
I had, and then I moved the book, and then the
Just
crashed.
assume that whatever you roll against, they're slightly too low.
Oh, Pippin is looking at the bottle. Okay.
I am not feeding you again. I fed you before we started streaming.
But-
I'm not feeding you again now.
But that was an hour ago.
Forever ago, yeah.
There is a bottle that he can knock over.
Yeah, there's always something he can knock over. He's a sod for it.
Sorry, I'm not meaning to be bossy. I'm just like, oh god.
There's a reason why I'm putting the lid back on that bottle after I take a drink every time.
That is wise, yes. Especially around electronics and cats.
Yeah.
Or both.
I wish
I need to leave.
A cat. I could turn him off for the duration of the stream.
I need to leave booby traps around the house just to keep them from going after certain things. That'll dump water on them as they play with it.
We're doomed.
Yep.
Well, you know, she's calling them mooks, so they can't be that difficult. Ah, damn it. Well, they're still mooks.
Well,
They're still mooks.
I can imagine a lot of things to enhance because, yeah, it is cyberpunk.
So we are
Puts
looking
them one ahead of your solo. who is
booster
totally
gangers.
unenhanced.
Question
Got
is,
booster gangers, I think.
do these mooks have names? If they have names, then they might be a problem.
They do. They do. If you zoom in far enough on the map, you can see that they have names.
Ah, jeez.
Oh, we're dead.
Yep, we're screwed.
I'm dead. Naboo.
Mhm.
Naboo.
James.
We're not
Well-
assuming,
Wait.
we're acknowledging.
Drop names everyone.
Look,
Yeah.
we're up
It's only
against
fair to.
we're up against a Pope and an O'Hara. Like,
And
also,
the
if O'Hara doesn't have cybernetic bunny ears, I'm going to be upset.
I hope his first name's Bucky.
Yes, that's exactly where I was about to go, Knight.
Let's create a character called Buffy O'Hare.
Oh, I like it.
So yes, you hope you have. I've got Hank, O'Hara, and Elle, and where's Washington gone?
Oh, I already shot him.
Oh, I see. That's the ninja. Every group has to have one ninja.
Washington's gone to run for president.
If you can't see the ninja, then you are the ninja.
We're all ninjas.
Wait.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, Washington can stand at the back and just sort of command this one from further afield.
Hey, don't
you
feel
felt that
bad.
If there was a Trump there, everyone would aim at them and not
Yeah.
at any of the others.
Or Nixon.
We're not talking about Trump.
Mm-mm.
Pretty sure it's vaguely important people in American history. Bowie is named for the guy with the knife.
And not the singer.
Oh, you mean
there isn't.
you mean Bowie?
Yeah.
Bowie? Wait, what?
Really?
Heard it
Hi,
pronounced
boy.
like
Boy, it's a boy knife.
Yeah.
not
not good enough.
Actually, there is a girl knife. It's more of a gur knife. I think it's Gerber.
I don't
Maybe a
think anyone
butterfly
would
knife
come
would be
here
a girl
expecting
knife.
high-end roleplay any week.
No.
Oh, no, you will get high end roleplay. It's just couched in a lot of
Yeah,
friendly
if you were to cut up our
conversation and
sessions into
conviviality.
5-minute chunks,
If we
maybe
edit
you'll
it
fight
down,
it.
if we edit it down to the high-end roleplay, we can get a good 5 minutes a session out of this stream.
We're gonna have a good clean fight. No shooting below the belt.
Right? It's Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
You've clearly not read Listen Up, You Primitive Screwheads.
Now I'm just imagining, like in the British Civil War, where each army like got a set up period before the battle, and they'd all like line up in front of each other.
Yes,
I'm imagining that, but gang wars.
we're playing Total War Cyberpunk edition from new from Creative Arts.
I would play the hell out of that game.
Before we start a fight, which of the two bottom ones was it again? I was at.
The yellow one on the rightmost yellow one.
I forgot what the name of that is now.
What?
No, the hairstyle.
I don't think it's totally relevant.
No, it's nice. I'm gonna stand on this side.
I thought that was the name of a large artillery piece.
I thought it was a pirate.
I thought it was a builder.
Oh, you know what? You know what? We can end this fight real quick. We don't need to aim at them because they're moving targets. We shoot their bikes. We shoot their bikes, and they're just gonna bawl. They're gonna fall down on their knees and cry.
I think by definition, their bikes are moving targets. That's what bikes are for.
I thought they pulled up. They're not still driving them, are they?
They're on them.
They were still driving in when we ended. They were riding in, and Max stepped forward and basically yelled, "That's far enough." Essentially.
And I started playing some appropriate fight song music.
Dramatic, yeah.
Oh, as opposed to like the high noon music.
Ooh. No, I do that.
And do the mariachi stop packing up and start playing? Yeah.
Oh no. I can play this game. I can run this game. I'm really cool. So,
Yeah, you can run this game despite your players.
People not at the table, so to speak. I can say.
Lots of hugs.
What's a
I'm
good
sorry.
day?
I'm sorry if we're making it worse. Well,
No, it's delaying me getting going.
So
Is this us being nice or is this us being mean so we can gauge it?
What
I think it's a little
submarines
bit of
come under
both.
sea vehicle tech? Okay, cool.
So,
Ah.
so
I'm gonna put the web
Having-
feet on my cyber chair that lets me swim, right? And then I just need to work out some kind of like breathing apparatus, and then we can put like a.
Oh no. Robinson, you've just made me think of a horrible line from a film. In case of emergency landing, I can also be used as a flotation device.
oh no.
Star Trek Insurrection.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something similar in Airplane.
The one. Airplane. Possibly. I mean, it's possibly they cribbed it from. But Ow! Oh, that was loud.
I'm awake.
yeah.
I'm fine. I'm awake.
I still.
Welcome to Hit Place First
yeah.
DMCA strike.
I apologize. Didn't realize it was going to be that loud.
I still maintain that anyone who says that Insurrection is better than Nemesis is terribly wrong, but that I might be fighting a losing battle there. Yeah.
I mean, he weighs what?
I mean,
500 pounds.
To be fair, differences like time between insurrection, between first contact and insurrection, could have made modifications to himself. So,
well, did you just imply that Star Trek has canon? That actually lasts for more than an episode?
D&D no longer does. if you've seen Jeremy Crawford's latest statement,
no, I haven't.
Oh, he's basically said come out and said that unless it's printed in a source book from 2014 onwards, i.e., when 5e was published, the D&D canon is only restricted to those source books.
I had always assumed that anyway, because they were it's clearly the way they'd been operating.
Yeah, and to be fair, obviously your own campaigns and such.
Yeah, I kind of do something similar, but the other way around. As far as I'm concerned, D&D canon ends in 1999.
No, I think for me a little bit later. I think no, actually no. For me, D&D canon will end at the beginning of Fourth Ed, barring
that I can see.
Barring the disruption of the Great Wheel cosmology, because War of the Spider Queen is a hilariously awful set of novels, despite the amazing writers who are involved in it. But having 6 books written by 6 different authors to form a coherent sequence was not a good idea when you were also overhauling and revamping your cosmology. Sorry, little rant there.
Writing cosmology is hard.
Inflatable autopilot?
George, yes. I remember George. I believe that the inflatable autopilot in Airplane was called George.
Ah. I haven't seen that in ages.
Which, as I recall, is generically the name given
that
to
is the name
aircraft
given to
autopilot.
Anyway, yeah.
Just so happened in Airplane, they used a giant inflatable representation.
So these guys on bikes that I've just yelled at, are they pulling up or are they just headed straight towards us?
Of course they have.
So do I have time to continue speaking to them?
Let us know when you want us to roll initiative then, no?
Yeah. It's fine. What? Okay. I'm having a weird day. Okay, so yeah, they have pulled up in a loose spread designed to be just far enough apart that probably grenades won't be able to catch more than one or two.
They're massively overestimating it. They think we have grenades.
Somebody else.
I barely have bullets.
Never mind, they're here for coal.
We've got Crackshot Max. We're fine.
Oh, that's right. Because that's why Coral called Max over. I see.
Yeah. This is an employment test.
Max may have exaggerated his capabilities a little.
Am I right in remembering when you said Coral is the redhead by the pink box? Cool.
Yes.
There is also a nomad actually in the driver's cab, but the driver's cab's armoured and they have no intention of getting involved.
Also, I'm pretty sure Coral's smart enough to figure out once the fighting gets started that you actually have a crew.
Actually gone into hiding behind the trailer. Combat character. So these guys have roared up on 2 bikes, styled to look like old model Harleys.
Yeah, of course.
But also being they have the standard aroma of CHOO fuel, which means they sound a little bit like they smell a little bit like a brewery has just pulled up.
But then I think these guys would smell like that anyway. Right, I need to get back into character.
I think up American accent and apologise to Americans in chat and in the table.
Absolutely.
I think we probably should. We'd be less scared of them that way.
What,
So-
Americans?
That's American accent, probably. It's about as good as mine.
I mean,
for what it's worth, I preemptively forgive both of you for any American accents.
honestly, your American accents are better than mine. Like,
if I try and do the
played too
standard
much Gabriel
Iowa,
Knight. That's
yeah,
why.
it is because I played a lot of Gabriel Knight at a formative age. In leathers, they are in combat gear, combat camo underneath leather jackets. They are festooned with stars and stripes, tied as bandanas, tacked to the back of jackets, spray canned on. In at least one case, you can see that one of them's got a tattoo wrapped around the upper thigh.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with tattoos.
Border bounds.
You think in this day and age, with the advances in surgery and biosculpting, that they'd be able to get that fixed. I mean, hair transplantation cannot be difficult in 2045.
You want to pin down a bald eagle and try it?
There's that. But how do you want to try pinning one down to tattoo it? Apparently they can do that.
I'm sure that Biotechnica will get right on that.
For now.
Scarred, pockmarked, and generally have an attitude, as they say. A cowboy hat. And his balls are too big to fit in his jeans.
I will let you do the description, but Max will start talking pretty much as soon as they have pulled up. So I'll be speaking while he's getting off the bike.
What are they armed with?
Bikes are armed. I may change sides.
And all of the gangers have pistols.
Just counting the squares. Yeah, okay, I'm not scared of shotguns yet.
Something flammable.
Oh no!
Are we, from a scale perspective, are we assuming that 1 square is 1 meter or 2 meters? Okay.
On those sorts of things, yeah.
Okay, so helpful for gauging.
Bones takes up the entirety of a
6,
parking
8.
space.
Okay, cool.
I know roughly how big a long wheelbase transit is because I used to work in reservations for a ferry company.
Yeah.
And we had to book them on space
Yeah.
when we were doing their ticket. So we had to know what vehicle they were driving so we could get them into the hold. A bit depressing, but transferable skills, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Indeedy.
So, short range,
Right then.
12.
Yeah, Hunt gets off and is opening his mouth to do a laconic I'm
God.
so fantastic. So go, Max.
Take a look around you. Folk here have come for a good time and to do some trading. If that's what you're here for, then you can park over there and just get about your business, and everybody's good. If you're here for anything else, we're gonna have words. And I am saying this holding a heavy submachine gun in my right hand. I think you're a tad confused there, mate.
Oh.
I'm saying we don't want trouble. If you're not here for trouble, we're all good. If you want trouble, look around. There's more of us than there are of you. I might, you never know.
You could highlight some of the attractions at the night market, the fried kibble station, for instance. They're running a late evening special.
Really?
I'd also like to point out that I am still playing music to the theme of this conversation, and I'm not even remotely connected to you at the moment, Max. I'm just watching you playing.
Can I get clarification on the scale of which the 90 degrees is, please?
Oh, Celsius, obviously.
Surely Fahrenheit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Real money.
Thank you.
Quite warm enough for a fella from Wakefield. Well, Luke, that's your problem, not mine, mate. Going to be ambling slowly forwards while having this conversation, by the way.
As soon as he starts saying foreigners, I'm stepping out and starting to walk forwards.
Yes. Nabu is moving behind the nearest, or moving off slightly behind the nearest food stall, and but still with it where she can theoretically at least shoot it with bolt. Yeah. I'm trying. Oh, good! It's Dibbler. Okay.
Hey, rat is supposed to be really tasty, according to Demolition Man.
What you saw him doing was he was ramming skewers into sealed packets of meat paste, boiling those, and then just hoiking the outer coating off. It was basically just meat on the. It was mutant kebabs, meat on a stick.
But is he deep frying them? Then
yes, but he was boiling them to solidify the proteins first.
As long as it's fried.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure Naboo is Scottish? Fish and I got the same hat.
Yeah.
The food stall next to the mariachis. I'm not sure what he's selling, but I think it probably came from a lab.
Yes.
Are they lab-grown tacos? Nice.
Yeah.
I get that you're having a spot of bother, but I'll try and say this in simple words that even you can understand. You park there. That wasn't a finger. He was actually pointing with a gun, of course, because that's what's in that hand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Might be.
When you only know the slang and will probably never have actually seen a lime.
Yeah.
Beverage you like.
It's possible that I might be a limey eye. Je suis désolé, je regrette, je ne parle moron. other language that Max speaks.
I love it.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
The fact that two of us sat there and clapped it confirms that point.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
I shout at them. You know, I listened to him. I understood what he said, but I guarantee you didn't.
While the conversation has been going on, I will have taken a couple more steps further forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Nabu has drawn her gun and is also recording as well.
Washington whispered in his ear. Max can see his face go a very funny colour. I mean, my business is with that bitch Carl.
Now, you're not encouraging me here, because I did say that if you were here just to have a good time and shop like the rest of us, then you were welcome. But if you were here for trouble, then you weren't. And there's something about the word bitch that makes me inclined to believe you're not here just, to discuss the weather.
Yeah.
The accent,
Infectious.
the accent is indeed infectious.
The North will rise again.
Oh. Problem with the red wall. Okay. So, well, I'm not in the mood for trouble, and that bitch owes us big time. So,
I don't think you are.
Not so subtly also cock the pistol.
Electrum
Safety
is has pushed open the van door and is peering through the back window.
I'm just playing and shaking my head because why in the world did they not already have bolts chambered before they started this conversation? I mean, come on. Am I working with amateurs here?
Because I wanted the opportunity to make that dramatic gesture. Yep.
I had forgotten that, thank you.
I think Hideo just hiding behind the vehicle over there, just having nothing to do with this.
And almost certainly a double action weapon and didn't need cocking anyway.
A fake slide added for visibility.
Yeah. Let's consider for a moment the possibility that you might get past me even. You might find Coral, and you might extract from her what you think she owes you, whether in monetary form or more likely not. But is that going to be worth the fact that you'll be leaving on foot? Because if this kicks off, I ain't shooting at you, mate.
Oh, extremely.
Druck, can we send messages to each other through our agents?
Oh!
Yep.
Wow.
Max,
Oh my
I want one
God.
of those bikes. Don't shoot them all.
At this point,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This Brit,
Oh yeah.
colonists.
Historically, yes, but oh my God. Oh my
And-
God.
I'm sorry, I seem to have shocked you.
I would just like to point out that at this stage, I'm transferring all 4 points of my combat awareness into initiative. I considered using them to cancel fumbles on my to hit rolls, because with me that could be really useful.
Yeah.
But I
would like to-
really want the initiative.
I would like to point out that there is just enough bikes for us all to have one if we want one, so long as we don't blow them up.
Temporarily.
I don't think Hideo and I are basic. Are
Could I
right.
even operate a bike?
Look, I only have a land vehicle of 4.
Hideo
I'm still
doesn't
going to
need-
take one.
Hideo doesn't need a working bike. Hideo only needs the parts from one that he can mount to his chair.
Yes. But see, then we can have our own like party of you're driving the truck with all the stuff, and we're all riding by it.
He needs,
Motorcycles
he needs the
protecting it.
wheels from 2 bikes, I think, so that he can have
Yeah,
one on
yeah.
each leg on a little hydraulic retractable mechanism.
Yeah. See,
I still want
I need
one
to
whole
install some-
entire working bike, please.
Some of those the grappling hook things as well, so I can just sort of attach myself to the back of the van as it's driving.
See, this is important. Now we have a reason not to die.
Sure. Ooh.
I need
This,
to.
This is
the
the
TED
calculated
explode.
on the character sheet and where?
No, it's not. It's D10 plus your reflex.
Oh, plus reflex. Oh,
Oh,
I mean, no,
Oh.
initiative is the right word.
Yeah.
It's just
yes. English today.
So that's an 18 initiative.
holy
So
shit!
was that a yes on the explosion, Drat?
Okay. I have an 8.
That's
I'm gonna-
19 for CAD.
nice.
What's
I rolled 13.
Well done.
And it's
13.
I did need the explosion to get the 19.
yeah, mine's 16.
I can get to 20 without an explosion if I'm putting out all my combat awareness.
Bloody hell.
what's the stat that's associated with, or is it just the straight roll? Reflex.
That's the rough.
I mean,
Combat tracker.
second
So I
one
can
down,
actually
I believe.
see these numbers.
technically,
16.
I can get 17 without an explosion.
I rolled a 16 with an
Yeah.
explosion.
Oh god, I'm slow.
No, I mean, I've got remember, I seriously hamstrung myself on body, luck, and cool. So
Good, but still.
Well,
Oh.
he is the cat. It's what they do.
The
It's
cat is starting an OnlyFans page.
I'm terrified at the prospect.
an only first page. Sorry.
Check out the whiskers on that.
One of these days,
Whose
one of
chat
these
was it in that we
days,
were discussing only flans? I think that might have been Saturday when I was playing.
Yeah.
Elite. Yes,
Oh,
yes, only flans.
only. I do have some vegan condensed milk.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is also a transatlantic translation issue because what we call a flan is not what the Americans call a flan.
Ah, okay.
Hey, that means there's 2 different things
Yeah.
you can do on the stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I
our
heard
flans are
people-
different from flans.
okay.
I thought
Ah, okay.
Well-
Yes, that came up on Ted Lasso last night, but I didn't get the joke. So okay.
the
thank
only
you.
plans that I'm aware of are the ones in games like Final Fantasy and such.
Oh, oh, it's
Yes.
that. Okay.
It's not like a key.
Well, the British, the UK flan that
Yeah.
I've just googled shows a quiche-like thing, but it's in the tart pan sort of thing, and
Yeah,
and it has
And-
there are fruit ones and
and it's almost certainly sweet, whereas
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Drat and Fish, this may be
Okay.
stretching your
Oh.
memories a little. Do you remember the Phantom Flan Flinger?
Yeah.
Wow, was that 2 Ronnies or was it?
I believe
No,
it was.
no,
yes.
no.
Sorry, Cron. I was possibly I was assuming you were a lot younger than you are.
That's fine. No, hang on. Is it? It's not. It's a radio show, not.
Was it the
It was-
Goons?
Yes, I think it was the Goons.
Yes. Yeah.
It was either Goons or Round the Horn, but I'm thinking it was
It's in the
Goons.
Goons.
I think it was the Goons. Yeah.
Tis was.
Oh,
Oh God, tis one.
Tis was. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. No, I'm technically too young for Tis was, but it is something I am very familiar with.
The legend lives on.
Wanted.
Okay, so I'm
Yes.
only 1 point worse for the fact that I'm using autofire. That's not too bad. On the other hand, the difficulty is considerably higher. Yeah. Every game does autofire in a different way, so it's always weird, interesting to see how they handle it.
Oh yes.
Right, cover is an all or nothing. Either you are completely in cover or you are completely exposed.
Oh,
This
Right.
is how it is done in the book. I do not like that. So if people are partly in cover, cold shots or shots hitting, say, an exposed head.
I mean,
Mhm.
personally, I don't like any system that discourages people from taking cover. Because the idea of hiding behind something and firing over the top of it gives you no benefit as written in books. So you might just as well stand out in the open.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a house rule. Every group
But I
uses
thought
house rules.
I'd be nice and tell you guys before
Thank you.
they,
Yes.
managed to put a bullet between your eyes when you reckoned you'd cover. So,
Thank you.
but no game survives contact with the players.
Ever.
So, real time apology. This is my first proper combat using the full rules, and I'm still getting my head around it slightly as where to look.
Yeah.
So I
It's a
apologise.
learning experience for all of us.
Yeah.
We haven't had a
Oh,
fight
yeah.
before, so this is
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah,
probably a bit slow and involve a lot of questions, but
because the
we'll
last
see what we can
time
do with it.
the last time we did do a fight in Cyberpunk, we were using the jumpstart rules.
Yeah.
And I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, which did a lot of the work for us, although not as well as we would have liked.
Yeah, my net connection was not up to that. So, yeah, on your turn, you can do one move action and one other action. It's really handy to have on the GM screen, on the data screen. It's fantastic.
How
I
far
think it's
can a move
fantastic.
action allow us to move?
Depends on your move score.
The sidebar on the data screen has that, so you move number of squares equal to your move.
Which is
Yeah.
So these are 2 meter squares.
Okay, 5 squares.
Yeah, and that does include diagonals, Knight. You don't have to do the D&D thing of adjusting for 3 squares if 3 squares of movements to remove a square and a diagonal or 2 diagonals. Yeah.
Yay.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I like that.
Combat is an abstraction to start with. Let's
Mhm.
not get hung up over inches. Well, centimeters.
Okay.
So,
A common hybrid in a lot of games is to ignore the first diagonal, but count an extra square for the second one, and alternate like that.
Okay.
Which you
Any
guys are
action
more
would
familiar with.
include shooting, yes?
Yes.
Does moving
So-
impair the ability to shoot? Excellent.
But unlike Witcher, I can't spend fatigue for an extra action because we don't have a fatigue system. Which is a shame. Because if we were playing Witcher, I could mess these guys up much better than I can with Max.
To be fair, combat in
Yeah.
Witcher is a lot. It's a lot more focused on that sort of thing.
Though I
Yeah.
suppose I'm missing my signature weapon here. There's no windows to throw anyone else.
So just for the sake of simplicity and clarity, with a move of 6, how many squares can I move on that map?
6.
I can move.
Six squares.
Okay.
Yeah. Your move
So literally-
is rated in squares, basically, and a square is
Rated
2.
in squares. I like that so much better.
It's like D&D 3.5 or 4, where they did away with those pesky feet and listed everything in squares.
That would be 4.
They did it in 3.5 as well. It changes in 3.5 about halfway through. When the Miniatures Handbook came out, officially everything changed to using squares.
Yeah, I ignored the Miniatures Handbook. I think that's probably the one I don't own in some form.
No, I don't. I've looked through it though, and it's not bad if you want a tabletop game. He's scared, yeah.
Okay, a couple of things I want before I commit to my move. They're all armed or have arms fairly relatively easy to get close to, and they've all been issued the order to kill the guy at max, basically. Okay, so so I have one more very
I'm not
very
sure that
important question that will
in this
Yeah.
era,
what I'm
I'm not
planning
sure
to
in
do.
this era Max even knows what a Tory is.
Which one has the coolest bike?
Yeah, we are very, very much wanting these bikes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, does this affect whether I can shoot and move? Just doing the perception check.
So you can have done
Yeah,
the
I
check
mean,
at any point.
It's reasonable to assume that this is effectively retconning in a check before the fight starts, because he's been looking at them already. And presumably thinking, I want that bike.
Yes, they have been thinking. These have bikes.
Yeah, sorry, they.
I want the bike. Yes. So perception check is. Oh dear. Well, it wasn't a 1.
Oh.
Perception is 14. That's enough.
Is
oh dear. Right.
That's a shame.
it's got the polish.
The light is shining just right as in the
It
car
glints
park.
and goes ting.
Yeah. With mic stand shout a pledge of allegiance.
Wow, that was a
Right,
phrase.
so, if I understand this correctly,
Unfortunately, bad things are going to happen.
I can move my 5 squares to there, and then I can pop a shot off at Washington. I was in the open back here. Yeah, but I need to get close to be in a reasonable range for the pistol. Because back here, there's probably going to be a range drop-off. I don't know what the range drop-offs are for weapons, but
Quite significant.
yeah, back here, I'm guessing there's going to be a range penalty, which I'd rather not have.
What weapon are you using?
It's a heavy pistol.
Heavy pistol. So you've got a DV of 13 if you're within 6 meters, 15. Yeah, 15 if you're within 7 to 12, 20 if you're 13 to 25.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I needed to get in the 7 to 12. Right. So now I can fire.
Interestingly, I'm already at the best range for my SMG. So I will not be moving then firing. I will be firing then moving.
These are, you need to beat these numbers.
23.
That
You need
beats
to roll 16s. And you
23
rolled a
is higher than
23, so
16.
that's fine.
Yep.
That's fine. Working, unfortunately. So,
Unfortunately.
What's a critical damage rolls?
Oh.
Excellent.
Okay, this is bad timing, but I'm going to attempt to distract the cat again by feeding him. I will be back before I have to shoot anyone.
It's okay. Ah. Being thoroughly ignored by everyone.
I thought Discord automatically turned on Do Not Disturb mode when you had OBS open. Oh. I thought that was covered by Do Not Disturb.
Oh, I didn't
Interestingly,
realize
you'll
that.
not do not disturb your sharing your screen, and it doesn't say it's streaming underneath your name. Ah.
Well, if my DMs yesterday were a problem when you were on D&D, then I apologize. Oh, good. Okay. Yay.
was asking me something that can wait. So, Knight,
Yes.
you have hit roll damage.
Didn't know one of them was called roll damage. That's presumably like roll doll.
12 damage. It's a heavy pistol. That's 3d6.
Yeah. Heavy pistols. Heavy pistols are nice when you hit with them.
That's going to be my
Not
problem.
necessarily. I've got a very heavy pistol and it barely scratched the only guy I've ever shot with it.
That's because you suck at shooting, but don't worry, everyone's going to believe that you're really good at it and meant to shoot them in the ass. That's what I'm here for.
He's your troubadour.
The truth is what I
No, I think
sing,
he's
not
more
what
of a
actually
false
happened. Well, what?
A false pedal.
Much better.
Phobador, because faux replacing false is
works nicely, yeah.
It's just better all round.
I mean,
no,
it's not really faux or false. It's just embellishment.
Hit point list for him?
It's like you have a cake and then you have a cake with icing on it. Which one's better?
Depends if you like icing or not.
Well, it depends
Fair
if you're
point.
it depends if you're inventing the icing or not.
The end result is still the same. It's just
Okay.
where you're getting there.
Okay, or actually, if you're trying to convince them that it's a royal icing frosting as opposed to a buttercream frosting, then or cream
Right,
cheese
exactly.
frosting.
There we go. Yes.
Well, that's yeah.
It looks delicious and like an artist made the cake, but it tastes like an amateur did.
Oh no, they've mixed the cream cheese and the icing sugar, but they haven't mixed it properly, so it's all grainy, and it's
Oh,
like
no.
oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm intrigued what kind of texture that would feel like in the mouth.
It's
I actually like that texture.
undissolved sugar in icing is like it's gritty.
But it's sweet gritty. It still dissolves
Well,
in your mouth.
I mean, it depends on the sugar. Like with if you haven't mixed the powdered sugar, the icing sugar in properly, then it's very finely gritty, and because it hasn't mixed properly with if you're using a cream cheese frosting, then at least for my palate, it almost feels like an oily separation.
Yeah.
Because of the way the crystal thing. It's actually better if it isn't like if the crystals are larger, because then at least you get the grainy mouthfeel of actually having sugar.
Yeah.
But it's still not pleasant if you're actually expecting a smooth sweet thing and you get a gritty cheesy sweet thing.
See, the texture I was thinking of was honey that has been sitting in the cabinet for a while and has crystallized. And you don't go and remelt it back together. You just eat it the way it is.
Oh, you melt it and you. Why would you?
Why would you not?
Why would you not? It's like eating rock candy.
Actually, to be fair, because I know my dad just eats chunks of palm sugar, so.
Okay, well, that's a thing, though. I mean,
and eating crystallized honey's not a thing.
No.
I mean, it's not a thing per se. It might be a you thing, but it is not a thing.
A thing that many people do around, that is recognized as. Oh yeah.
Well, we are a fantastically popular role-playing group. This will obviously be seen, and there will be plenty of people that will try it now, and it will become a thing.
You come here for role-playing tips and cookery tips.
You clearly don't come here for his
I learned
fights.
about newfound.
Put up some stuff happened.
It's just going to be an exciting, dramatic narration of the fight.
Yeah,
by Shard in character as Dandelion.
Oh God.
Yeah, actually, just insert that. Alash, like we'll do this like shader.
Oh.
After action report.
I miss reading good AARs.
I tried writing one for Stellaris once. They're actually really difficult.
Yes.
Sixes.
They were 3, 4, 5.
I think on 3 dice, it's largely impossible to have 2 of them come up 6s and score 12. Yeah, okay, so I am firing full auto fire at Washington's bike. Not at Washington.
Why?
No, I've looked them up already. It's okay.
They're on the GM screen.
And that is where I'm standing at the moment. That is a difficulty value of 17. If I were further back, it would be 20. If I were closer, it would be 20. So I will be firing first. Then I will be charging, and unless the bike has inexplicably blown up, which I don't expect it to have done, I will be charging straight at Washington. So this is
Now-
going to be shooting the crap out of his bike and then getting up into his face. But
I have a
unfortunately
problem.
can't take a second action to punch him when I get there.
Max is shooting the bike simply because he doesn't want the rest of us to have vehicles. That's what's happening here.
Oh, for sure,
He is
for sure.
shooting
No.
the bike because he wishes these people to understand that he does not bluff. That's what he said he would do.
Oh, fair point.
I worry
So,
when the GM says,
When
"Oh,
I
shit."
miss completely, this will not be an issue. However, I could be doing up to 66 damage.
Wow.
Well, actually, it's 2d6 damage up to a maximum of ×3. But I'm not going to because I need 17s. So I'm going to all right, then yeah, I need to beat 17. I need 18. So yeah. I know.
Oh, God.
So, under the circumstances, then I am going to be spending what the hell, all 5 of my luck.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, right, because they regenerate every
Session.
session.
Normally, I spend them right at the end of a session. Today, I'm spending them
Now.
technically at the beginning. So now I only need to roll 3, which is rather easier than needing to roll 8. I rolled 8, obviously. But if I hadn't spent the
Yeah.
the
If
luck,
you hadn't
then
spent
that
them, you'd
wouldn't
have rolled a
have happened.
3.
Plus, if I hadn't spent the luck, that would have just hit and done normal damage, and it would have been the equivalent of a single shot that would have been easier to make. With the luck, that's coming in at the maximum 2d6 ×3 damage. So, see as I get 6 damage. I think it's oh no, this is a heavy SMG. That might be more than 2d6. Yeah, so it is just a straight 2d6, isn't it? So why did I bother buying a heavy SMG since it does exactly the same damage as any other SMG? Never mind. I beat what I needed by 5. No, ×3 because SMGs have a maximum multiplier of 3. It's 3 for SMGs, 4 for assault rifles, according to the page 173.
I'm looking at page 37 in terms of damage. The heavy is showing 3d6 and the SMG is showing
Yeah.
2d6. So wouldn't that be multiplied with the auto?
The auto fire rules roll say 2d6 rather than whatever the weapon damage is.
Oh,
So it's the same at 173. It seems to be the same damage whether you're using a submachine gun, heavy submachine gun, or assault rifle in auto fire. However, on single shot, they do different damages. Which means that basically buy nice, light, cheap SMGs and heavier single shot weapons. I will know this in future.
And spray liberally.
Well, I was close.
7?
I said I was going to get 6 damage with the ×3 multiplier. I've actually managed to get 12 damage with the ×3
Oh, that
multiplier.
wasn't close. That was twice as much.
So that's 2 2s. That's pretty close to 2 1s in my book.
Oh wow.
So my full-on burst of 10 rounds of heavy machine gun ammunition did exactly the same damage as Knight's single pop.
Yeah.
Guys hate me. Did you know that?
2d6 ×3, or
You roll 2d6
roll
3 times.
2d6 3 times. I've been happy with things where a really
Okay, so
splashing roll or a really
In practical
crappy roll.
terms, the way this works is that if you use the multiplier, you have a wider range of results. Because if you're rolling more dice, it will trend towards the average. So you're more likely to get an average result on rolling all the dice, making it unlikely that you're going to get the really big results or the really low results.
having just got the
Now-
really low results.
Yeah, 600, 12.
I have far less experience than the designers of this game, but from my point of view as a game designer,
How about
I prefer to trend towards those.
Yeah,
That's just the way I feel. Towards the average. I like to minimize the effect of the dice as much as possible in any game. Partly because you've seen the way I roll dice,
yeah.
and just partly because I think that I like the random element. Without the random element, it ceases to be a game and just becomes an exercise in storytelling. But I also want the random element of the dice to be less important than the players and the characters' skills. That's just the way I feel. Okay.
It comes out ridiculous or wrong or just bad, then we can revert to the book.
Well, that comes out at 20 instead of 12, which is rather better from my point of view. Badaka. And then in your face, Washington. He hasn't taken anything. I've shot his bike.
did you shoot his bike through him though?
Hmm.
Look, I know how SMGs work. I've seen them.
Plus, logically, the way these rules work out, no matter how high I roll, only 3 of the bullets can hit.
Yeah.
Because they get a maximum damage multiplier of 3, which implies that I'm hitting with 3 bullets out of 10, no matter how well I roll.
Well,
So
when
the
you
other-
rolled 6
The other
dice, you
7
hit
have
him
got
with
to hit
6.
somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. Also, the angle and line of shot with you shooting from where you are, like, you should also be hitting Ellie.
Depends which side of his bike he's standing, I suppose. I'm also assuming that in terms of narrative, I'm blasting his bike as I run forward.
Yeah,
But in terms
yeah.
of game mechanics, because I want the slightly easier shots, I'm firing then moving.
Yeah.
Probably very little.
Well, it had 35 structural damage points.
And how much armor did it have?
Structural damage points.
That
Only
makes
have structure.
that makes no sense at all.
So, wow. Did he hit the fuel tank? Is it now leaking gas on the ground?
But it's very unhappy.
It's very.
I think the bike now needs to make a morale check.
Yeah, I'm just.
Taken more than half its hit points.
I'm just headed to vehicle combat. I'll get back
Yeah.
to you in a minute.
Do you want me to look that up while you carry on, or?
Uh,
If the bike had an
Sure.
AI, it'd probably need to
Yeah.
do a morale check.
So anyway, that's,
Okay,
that's
Max, if
where I am
you
now.
scare them off, if you scare them off before Cad and I get a bike each, that's just not okay.
Hey, look, I'm
That's
close enough.
fine.
I'm close enough now that I can literally reach out and touch Elle's bike. So there's a good chance I can grab that one, literally.
Yeah. It can still move. Yeah.
Yeah, I've literally just poked some holes in it.
Yeah.
occupation.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, there's a nomad ability which allows you to improve the structural damage points of a vehicle rather than necessarily, which is classified as adding armor effectively.
It is so vehicles in Cyberpunk Red basically have BattleTech armor.
This would be really hilarious if we go the route of everyone taking a level of nomad and being like, yeah, fuck the city, we're off. Well, I meant
Okay, then
I meant
8
multi-class.
points in the nomad roller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've just been looking through the rules on the level 1 mods that nomads can make to their vehicles, because techies like good old Hideo there can make those level 1 nomad mods to vehicles, which means that there is a bunch of stuff I can get Mark to do to my van.
I have loads of points in land vehicle tech.
Nice.
I
I'd like you to put
base of
I don't
12.
remember how they phrase it, but basically living facilities into it. Thank you. I want a bed in it. I'm sleeping on the floor in a sleeping bag at the moment. It's not the same. That would be cool, actually.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the living quarters are basically personal living quarters for one, which includes ablution.
Yeah, that's definitely what Max wants in the back of his van. Yep.
Or better yet, the drain is in the mattress, so he just gets abluted as his morning wake up.
Suppressive fire, it was auto fire.
Yep.
And although they are spiritually twins, they are not the same thing in game mechanics terms.
Everybody knows that fully automatic fire that isn't intended to make you keep your head down, that has no suppressive value.
Friendly fire isn't, suppressive fire doesn't.
Oh, right. So, the meridian, I can jump on top and run down it, yeah? It's not too high, and there's a little stage areas.
Right.
Yeah.
Clamber on top.
And it's only about yay wide.
So, is there a separate balance skill? Because if not, athletics, I suppose, for both clambering and balancing. So
I'm just
either 2 athletics checks or just 1 slightly harder athletics check for the whole thing, depending on how you want to handle it.
Roughly a meter, just under a meter, between the two halves of the barrier. But don't worry, that's not a plummet to doom or anything. That's just a plummet to
Broken ankle.
all right. So I think that would get me closer faster.
I see CAD doesn't want to be shot. They've gone stealth.
Actually, you know what? The yellow booth, how tall is that? Can I walk through it, or is it actual, like... Oh, it's a truck? I don't want to go around it, so yeah, I'm gonna go beside it along the thing. So that would be... Ooh. So that's a 27.
The spirit of America will protect him.
That's a 27 to hop on top. And 18 to balance and run across. I'm running to the left. To there. And I'm going to shoot Pope. I'm a dandelion. I float on the wind. Hey, my friends need help. At the moment, they're mostly looking at Max doing his shenanigans.
Can't imagine why. It's not like Max is doing anything that would attract attention.
Yeah, right? Like an SMG in the middle of a parking lot? Like...
in a crouch with his hands over his head and an empty batter mixing bowl over that.
Do not blame him at all.
Pope. I'm going to shoot the Pope because his name's Pope. You're the one that named it.
The Pope must die, or the Pope must diet because of the complaint.
Yeah, the additional article is important here.
Yes.
Yeah, you were shooting a Pope.
I'm using a large handgun.
So many to choose from.
There's been a schism. This is the one from X. Sorry, Avignon.
Because I don't know what my range is. I think that's plenty.
So what are you using?
Large handgun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many squares are you away?
4.
You're
1,
4
2,
so you're
3,
8
4.
meters. So that's 7 to 12. Yeah. Your DV is 15.
Yep. I rolled a 17. $16.
When you say that, what did the dice actually come up?
It came up 655.
Ah, okay.
So he's got.
And you questioned me coming forward and making myself known.
Meanwhile, Naboo's just hiding behind the food stand recording all of this. Pretty much. If we survive.
Wow, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Hey, their lifestyle choices are not our issue.
I think my first introduction to the Phantom was the actual book, which was not good. The heroine tried to escape by banging her head against the wall to try to kill herself. Yeah, that was not. It was. I had no respect for any characters in that book. Yes.
12 points of damage. Sorry, got through. So he is on exactly the same as you.
I just realized that because my body is 5, I hit as hard as a small handgun. Because of my martial arts.
So, I am observing all of this going on. What I want to try and do is, screw it. While this is going on, I want to see if I can hack their agents, and see if I can pull any data or info on them from there. Now, the question is, do I need to be closer in order to do that? And how far away do I need to be?
It's 6 meters. I think it's the same as getting into a hotspot.
Oh, really? Oh, God. Oh, I was hoping the Bluetooth ranges were a bit different. Okay. How far? I mean, I'm gonna have to be 3 squares away from them. That doesn't seem safe.
Consider this: you don't look threatening. They've got 3 other people shooting at them. You're fine.
Let's not get either of our medics killed, please.
Uh,
And I think hand wade into.
Unfortunately, one of the medics is very gung ho about getting back. So,
how heavily cybered do these folks look?
However, Bowie has a cyber leg.
Mm-hmm.
Synth flesh over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And EL has a cyber arm. Same deal.
is it basically? Does it look like basic med cyberware?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Happens, and that still forms one of their major recruiting areas.
Yeah. In which case, I'm too far away to be useful, really. I am safe. In which case, I am going to sit here and wait until more happens. No, that's fine. My decision.
I don't like that. They shouldn't be allowed to go. Who said they could have a go?
So Ellie is actually retreating slightly, and I get to draw in her bike.
Ooh.
Shit, someone's got to shoot Ellie so she can't get away with her bike.
And it just runs off.
Mm. And I said Ellie earlier on when I meant Bowie for whose bike I could nick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's why I did it. I think I went with what you said rather than what was on the screen in front of me.
Yeah,
you did a different letter.
Oh, the initials spell Hope Warner Brothers. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if does Warner Brothers still exist as a media company here?
I do not know.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of N54 or something like that.
I think
They're
taken over by Dot.
No, they got taken over by Disney.
Yeah, Disney just owns all movie companies now.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
How did that happen?
In any future that I'm writing, Disney are going to get taken over. You can guarantee that.
She is exposed from the shoulders up.
Is that a distraction tactic?
Wow. Wow. I don't know.
She's now going
Shoulders are nice to look at.
Yeah, I mean,
to take out.
Admittedly, a nice clavicle. Very distracting.
I like your use of verbiage.
Melee in this game. Are there rules for firing into melee in this game? Have I endangered myself for no good cause because standing here right next to two of their friends doesn't stop them shooting in my direction?
Yes.
I don't believe there are, but
yeah, I don't believe there are, but
if he misses you, I am going to give a chance of hitting other people
I mean, that makes perfect sense, yeah. You're just using the regular difficulties because I do not have a high enough reflex to be allowed to dodge. I am required to just stand there and man it out when someone points a gun at me.
Your quality very heavy pistol.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
We are
Wow.
dead. You know that, right?
That's
These guys are
twice.
better than us and have us
Yeah.
outnumbered
Okay, look,
and have
look.
more guns than us. We are
Look.
so dead.
We wouldn't be
We
dead.
get into this fight.
We have to make it worth their while for them not to either run away or.
Oh, we have a drafty
I'm
They can-
trying, but apparently it doesn't work.
They're gonna be able to hit us just on a one. So
Well,
You reckon I can rent a railgun for a measly 64 coins?
well, you are standing by the railguns, aren't you?
yeah, actually,
Just pick one up, load it, and shoot the mother.
and pay for it later.
Temporarily steal a railgun.
Like, I'm taking this on layaway, okay? Catch up with.
I can imagine Robinson's scenario now. Excuse me, I need to just yoink this for a moment. Boing.
I'm not buying without a test fire. It's very simple.
Yes, yes. Oh, please do that.
Can I take this railgun for a test drive?
It will tear out the entire middle bit as well, because I'll just aim in their general direction.
Oh shit.
Yay for the natural ones, the only things keeping me alive.
Nice.
Whew.
Of hitting Washington or Bowie.
So there
Maybe
are
I'll
rules
watch if she hit
for
Washington.
shooting into melee.
Only because Jack Rustin
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to me. She's
Yeah.
literally firing between these two people, and she's missed you.
A house
So
rule
that-
is a
the
house
odds
rule.
are- the odds are
And
good.
technically she's fumbled because to get that low she's had to roll a nat one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's got to be a chance of hitting one of her friends, isn't it?
Wouldn't it be
Is this
unfortunate
where-
if it was Washington and he checks out
this-
before even getting
Yeah.
involved in the fight?
And it's from friendly fire.
Oh, that would make me very
Okay, highest of these two. One's Washington, one's Bowie. Shit.
It's Washington.
Embarrassing. 6.
Did they both roll sixes? Did the bullet split?
No. Bowie's completely safe, however. But Washington is unfortunately taking 46 to the back of the head. Well, no, to the back
Soon
of the
have more holes
jacket.
in him than his bike.
Yeah, to the back of the jacket, which has already suffered damage because it's been shot through. And ablation is a thing.
Relation on the-
Did you just roll all sixes?
Oh,
Has she just critted her boss, sir?
Wait, I know the story here. Ellie did this on purpose. Ellie wants to rule the
exactly. Yes.
the gang. This was planned.
Okay.
Only 17 points of damage.
Which makes it a crit.
Oh boy.
Any 2 6s on a damage roll is a critical.
Now I know why you guys
Which
are
is
asking
the
about my
other
dice.
the other reason why I suspect they used a multiplier for auto fire in order to prevent auto fire
Yeah.
doing a lot of criticals. I mean, obviously, I didn't get a critical because it's
Yeah.
me rolling 60. It's a 6-sided dice.
I think
Yeah, I
probably
think that's more sensible as well.
Unless you're
actually.
rolling the 3 dice.
Can I roll all the dice? Because I'm not going to get criticals. So...
Unless on Autofire you're rolling the dice in specific cells, so you roll that 2, then that. So if you roll 2d6,
you could require each. You could require each roll to match.
That makes sense.
Any 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, roll 2d6. If they don't critical, roll the next 2d6. If they don't critical, roll the next 2d6.
Oh, nice. Do me a favour and roll 2d6.
What?
That is a 7.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
You resuffer this critical injuries bonus damage directly to your hit points.
Did he just get shrapneled?
Yeah, it's foreign object injury.
Wow.
The bullet didn't
Foreign
exit.
object crit. Yeah.
That actually makes sense because if it goes slow enough, there's a lot of muscles in the back.
I'm surprised that's not on here.
Is there
Yeah,
actually
that's the kind
bonus
of thing
damage?
that you would expect to have on the
Hmm.
GM screen.
All critical injuries cause a horrible injury effect and deal 5 bonus damage. It's a flat 5.
I'd like to point out that we haven't even finished round 1 yet, and it's
Yeah.
We're 3 hours in. Well, technically 2 because the late stuff.
Yeah.
Let's
We
not
can
do
have
any
much
gloating
more
or anything
detailed
yet.
comments.
Yeah.
It's still possible
Yeah.
to jinx it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, 5
Yeah,
bonus damage direct to target's hit points.
Bonus.
Yeah.
If anybody would be interested in seeing it, I might adapt the Witcher combat rules to CP Red because they are much more detailed. So it'd be interesting to see how CP Red ran using effectively a version of full-on Witcher combat. But I would find that interesting. If nobody else would, then I won't bother.
I would find it interesting as a separate thing. So if we take this setting and then rerun the combat with the Witcher rules, so we've got a comparison.
Yeah, we could do that. But yeah, I don't want to do that with this because we're all still getting into it.
I think his wounded state is a high-o.
less than half.
So he's not taking death saves yet.
-2 to all actions. Whether or not anyone can get to him and stabilize him, it's a DV13. Yeah.
No, a heavy pistol slug. I thought you said. You said heavy earlier on. Do try to tell us the right weapon.
Can confirm it was very.
There's a VOD, and you didn't.
Oh, it's okay.
She did say 46 damage, though.
Yeah.
But maybe she did. But before that, she said heavy pistol.
I thought I heard very heavy, but
either way.
Yeah. We got. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So are we actually going to try and because we could offer to heal them effectively.
We've got a medic on hand. He's probably going to be dropping.
I don't really think healing them is an option.
No, just
it can stop the firefight.
Yeah.
Lay down arms and I can
don't
save
think
his
it
life.
could. I don't think there is any chance these guys are stopping this firefight. They came here for a fight. They're going to have the fight they came here for.
And their leader has, their leader's dropped. I mean,
they've seen their leader
That
drop.
just gives
And also,
everyone an instant promotion.
And
possibly, but
I mean, also one of their others got shot too because they were the closest one to me.
true.
But I mean, Cyberpunk Red. I mean, the CP Red rules. I mean, the book says that people aren't. I mean, combat is deadly, and people aren't stupid. So
Yeah.
if they think that they are likely to not survive, then or there are is there a? I don't think I remember seeing anything that's equivalent to a morale check.
I
I think that's more
LRP and GM
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
having mechanics for it.
I
They
will say with
out as many mechanics as they can in this edition.
Oh,
compared to
yeah,
the
like-
earlier ones.
And
I
to
will
be honest, I
say-
don't think that's a bad thing. To be honest,
in
I
terms
don't
of
think it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a thing. It can go either way depending on how it's done and the specific circumstances.
true.
in terms of this particular gang and their attitudes towards others and the way that they work, it's unlikely that they're going to run away unless because
I mean, frankly,
I
you
know
don't
these
start
kind
a
of
fight
people.
with someone with a gun and then decide you don't want to fight because they shoot at you.
Yeah.
It's kind of a given when you start a firefight that bullets will be involved.
Oh,
And-
true, but it's like the
and
nature of I mean, because of how serious things go. Admittedly, the leader has gone down not because of anything that we have done per se.
Yeah, it was one of them that did it.
Now, I've got to admit, I'm deciding what my next character is going to be at the moment, because even if Max makes it through this, I honestly don't think I'm going to be continuing playing him.
Why?
He's just not working out.
Okay.
The character concept doesn't match. Again, as with Falkenstein, the character concept doesn't match the numbers, which is entirely my fault. I should have made a better character concept after knowing what the numbers were in the game. But in both cases, it's a new game that I didn't know so well.
Yeah.
And the character concept would have worked fine in 2020, but it doesn't work for me. I couldn't build him properly in Red.
Is that mainly because of the cyberware costs?
It's partly down to the cyberware costs, yeah. But also, he is just too mediocre. This is an ex-military guy, and we're up against ex-military guys. They're more skilled than he is. We're running into a similar problem to the one I found with A Time of War, which is the BattleTech RPG. I ran the numbers and compared the character creation in A Time of War for characters that go through a BattleTech, a Mech Warrior Academy, to the basic rookie Mech Warrior numbers converted from the role-playing, from the tabletop game. And you actually, even if you go through the full Academy route, you come out as a raw rookie. And if you don't go through the Academy route, you come out less than a raw rookie. When compared to the numbers on the tabletop, the role-playing game just doesn't give you a skilled enough character without house ruling it. And I'm kind of running into similar problems here, that these are effectively, although it's not a level-based system, these are effectively level 1 characters. So once you've got a background to your character, like the fact that my guy was on the streets from the age of 12, then joined the French Foreign Legion, and then went AWOL and came here, but character creation can't give me the skills that I need to actually cover that background. So I've created a background that doesn't work. You need to create street level characters, and unfortunately I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So he kind of feels like he's just with every session going to get further and further away from concept in terms of what's on my character sheet. So I'm thinking that
You're fine, Cut.
replacement character would
welcome
probably
back.
be.
So you created a very good NPC.
Yeah,
effectively,
I created a really interesting NPC who just doesn't work as a player character.
which does feel a bit weird.
Why are you apologizing?
Oh, well, you were I blame myself for being distracting and not knowing what I was doing during character creation. So I was probably
no.
hogging all of your attention. Sorry.
No, I mean,
Yeah, he has no line of fire, does he? Overcat.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not here. Poof.
Yeah.
I don't exist when you can't see me.
Nope.
Very heavy pistol because that's what we equip with.
These assholes. That is something else, Fish, in terms of them being more skilled than Max. All of their skills are focused on a very specific subset, whereas Max has a spread of skills.
I mean, part of
Yeah,
that is
that's not really relevant. That's like saying, "Oh, that orc can beat up your first level D&D
Yeah.
character," because his skills are focused entirely on
Smashing.
combat.
Yeah.
That's not the way things are meant to work.
Six. 2, 6, 8, 10. Away. 2. Yeah.
Dandelion is going to play it cool and just like tip his hat as the bullet flies right by his head.
So in the crest of his crown.
Well,
He wears
it's
a crown?
it is an armored hat, at least lined on the inside. Yep.
Yeah, the lining, but bounced off. Not having anything happen.
Spelt F-O-E. Is faux leather what dragon scale armor is made of?
Oh. Okay. Yes.
Points.
Oh, poor baby.
Oh.
The what?
Oh.
These guys do not need empathy and therefore are allowed
Sorry.
to
For a second there, you said rippers, and I thought, wait, he's gonna sit down and fart at us? What?
Exactly.
I don't think being able to make one roll per game session is enough to balance having cool cyberware.
In them, so I've heard. So.
Oh.
Wolvers, I think they're called, aren't they? Just wolvers.
Not quite Death Strike level.
And he's at -2 because he's had the shit shot out of him. So attempt to slash Max.
Yeah, just checking the melee rules. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So I need my evasion skill. What is my evasion skill? Do I have an evasion skill? Where is my evasion
Your
skill?
evasion skill will be under fighting skill, so it's under
fighting,
brawling.
yeah.
So you'll have a minimum of 2 ranks in it.
Yeah. It's at the same level as my handgun. It's my joint highest skill.
Yeah, so it's 2 plus your dex. Well, your level plus your dex, and Max has a decent. Does Max have a decent dex?
Yeah, Max. His dex is his joint highest stat. Yep, he had 4 7s in his stat array, of which one of them is now a 3, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Reflex, dex, and body are all 7 because that's who Max is. I'd like them to be higher, but it's just not feasible. You don't have enough points to play with, especially when you need to put enough empathy in there to not turn cyber psycho before play even starts. So he's rolling against a 16.
Yeah.
Rippers.
They count as medium melee weapon.
Be concealed, yes, because they're inside your fingers.
Well, you know what? I don't think I'm going to tussle with them hand to hand. I'm better at hand to hand, and I have evasion, but nope, not seeing that.
I'm assuming that because they're brawling weapons, they will have the brawling rate of 5 of 2.
Ooh.
Because swinging a set of claws takes much less time than pulling a trigger.
That's a 2, so that's going to do absolutely 4.
I'm guessing at least with the range with the firearm stuff, that rate of fire is basically to take account of recoil.
Well, as I said, I rolled 16 for against the first attack. Okay, so he's going to hit me on the second attack. 13.
Plus 9 is 13, but he's at -2 because of the bullet in his spine, which brings it down to 11.
Because he's an idiot.
And got us into this fight.
I mean, I suspect that they might be more of opposer posse than the 6th Street usually are.
Just for their tech care or something. Last, miss. Oh.
There's not much I can actually do, to be honest. No.
Could you borrow any
guns?
guns?
Cost money.
Yeah, your chair is pretty much.
Is around
I mean, the chair is fast, but it's not that fast. Like, I can move. I think it's like 5 squares.
Nadeo really is not a combat
Or
character.
yeah. I mean, you may be sitting this one out. I mean, like me,
I'm quite far away as well. I'm probably just
Yeah.
getting gunshots and like I have no idea what that is, but I'm gonna stay away from that.
Flat. He is now prone on the flatbed. In a language you probably don't understand.
What a shame. I suppose I could move towards a van transportation. Yeah. That would be about there, right? I think.
I mean, I guess can you swap out your action for another move? I effectively, can you double move? Because you're allowed a move action and an action. So I'm wondering if, like other systems, you can basically make that 2 move actions. Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm not misremembering.
I think the chair has a fixed speed, but I don't remember.
Yeah, because it's not you. It's the chair. That can move.
And all movement options are available: run, jump, climb, swim, go. So I can still run, however run works.
Move action.
Oh,
There's the cheat sheet. Oh yeah, run, take an additional move action. Yeah, which would be there. I take that left, just to make the arrow.
Oh.
They're smarter than us.
Why? I want the epic battle music to accompany this fight.
Oh, are you going to, equip the back of your chair with subwoofers? Yeah.
I need a speaker system now, so I can start playing the epic battle soundtrack every time again.
You've got the last remaining.
RTG has form for that. Speakers are one of the options that you can fit to a Mechton.
I was going to say, do you own the last remaining copy of Ride of the Valkyries? And
But for some reason, I was envisioning that he would go into battle to the tune of Herb Alpert's Spanish Flea.
Wow.
It could be anything, right? As long as there is like a drop in the moment you fire the main gun.
I went for face to drop.
The only soundtrack in the world that has an armamental break.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh.
Ow. He's behind his bike. Stupid. Again, can't get a shot at Max. And again, is going to shoot at Dandelion.
take a chance. Take a chance on me.
12 and he's 16. Oh God, no, he doesn't. He needs more. 2, 8, 10, 12. Bollocks. Then he needs 21s. It's annoying.
Oh no, I put myself out there as a target. Have at it. You need something to lift you up. If shooting me helps.
To roll 11 on a d10.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. Explosions can happen.
Yeah.
There is.
I don't suppose
there
I
is a
can use my
20%
luck to
chance
force
1 in
that
5
the other
rolls
direction.
will explode.
The next campaign is going to be trying to break.
You had me confused there for a second, Griff. Then I realised you were counting the other end
Yeah,
of the
it explodes
explosions.
both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, the head explosions and the anal explosions. You're welcome.
Please do your diarrhea check.
That all of this will be over.
Oh.
Why
Both?
not both?
Both.
Exactly.
Both is good.
Yes,
Yes.
he's hit something. He's hit. Sorry.
He
Hooray.
said something here, which implies that it's not
Let's see.
someone.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no, I shot him.
Actually shot him.
I
sorry.
hit him pretty
Apologies.
hard.
Yeah. Not hard enough to cause him any impingement.
Yes.
46.
Ooh.
Jump with.
40.
Ooh.
How does that work? Because I've got light armor jack, so the SP is 11.
So damage. So you're taking 5.
Okay.
Jack is now only protecting you for 10 points of SP.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was to the body, correct? All right. Awesome.
It's actually not a bad exchange. Sorry. Okay. Did we decide that partial cover is partial cover, or does it count as nothing? I can't remember. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I know Nabu is definitely recording and has been arranging the camera so it would be secure even if she got shot. Yeah, just
Oh, I know what I am doing next. Hell yeah. This is gonna be fun. Sorry.
You can wait your own turn.
I thought it was
I've
muted.
been waiting a long time for this.
I thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. Okay. Nabu is having hopefully secured her camera, is going to lean around the meat on a stick stand and try to shoot at Washington. I believe it's 13-ish squares from. Okay, and I have. I'm gonna miss so bad.
Yeah,
oh, just please don't let me.
Your DV is 25.
Yeah, but
Just saying.
okay, sorry. Well, but I feel like since she's not a combat character, she would feel like she needed to cause a distraction at least to do something. Trying to aim on the side of Washington that is farther away from Max. So, yes. which may increase the difficulty, but I'm going to miss anyway, I hope. Okay.
You miss. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I got a 10, which for handgun of 6 is 16. That is including my stat.
So did you roll a 10 on the dice, sir?
Yes.
So it explodes.
Oh, right, okay. That would be a 4 then. So 20 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a
Thank
miss.
you. Okay. Well.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no,
How do I miss you? Let me count the squares.
I'm happy with it just missing, and maybe the wind of the bullet passing, fluffing his hair or something.
Sure.
Yeah. That's works.
Just put another groove in the paperwork.
I've irritated them and hopefully added a distraction, so that's about all I felt like I could do from. And Naboo is not stupid enough at this point to move from shelter, or partial shelter. Yeah.
Are you calling Dandelion stupid?
No, Dandelion has their own personal motivations. It's just Naboo is like, I have to survive in order to report the story, but I also want my friends to survive.
So, quick question, Drat. The central barrier, how high did you say it is? It's about 4 feet. And is it solid across that, or like, is it? Oh, you said it's not 4 meters. It's 4 meters wide, but it's not an actual solid 4 meters, is it? Yeah. But the ground in the middle is solid. It's not actually a.
It's be unfinished tarmac.
Not a pit of death.
Okay, that's no good. Cool. 2.
If it was a pit, I would not be standing on top of one of the
bears. Yeah, you would.
Not with this character, okay? Come on.
Okay, cool. That'll put me there.
Oh, his first attack. Oh, fuck, don't bother.
Well, it's 15. I mean, you say don't bother, but I could easily roll and come out at 0 with my dice.
Roll me a d10, because I want to know how badly he just fumbled.
Did he stab himself in the face?
He's just missed you. He forgot how long his nails were. Maybe he's had them clipped recently.
And that's a 14, which logically means he has exactly missed me because he's got a beat the DV.
Yeah. So yes, that's caught the edge of your armor jacket, but done no damage to it.
No, that's the one that would have hit if my arm hadn't got in the way. Which is the reason why on my initiative next turn, provided that nobody has hit me in the meantime, I can counter-throw him.
Ooh.
Because I am a martial artist, and that is one of my 2 special moves.
Ooh.
You know, it's Commando martial arts.
Actually, it wouldn't be a block that way. It would actually be a lean back and that way, because what I'm going to do, the counter throw, is going to be to throw him into Washington, but that won't be till next round.
Right. Now, if I was to fire into the Max, Washington.
Now there's a
Bow-
hero name,
Bowie.
Max Washington.
If I was to fire into that melee, what? It's just a miss that would cause me to possibly hit Max. Yes.
All CAD is at this second. He
Yeah.
cannot get a line on Washington.
That's okay.
Because there's a Max in the way.
So yeah, you would literally
Yeah,
have to
that's okay.
fire through Max.
Bowie is still a.
Target. Bowie's bike is still a target.
No, Bowie's bike is not a target. The bike is never a target.
Aw.
What is the modifier for called shots?
-8.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
horrendous.
Hideous, yeah.
It's only horrendous if you don't have a +12.
Even
So it's
then,
horrendous.
that was one thing that
I
got
would
me
need a
when I
good
was reading
shot
it.
to hit Bowie and not risk hitting Max. I said I would need a good roll to hit Bowie and not risk hitting Max. So I can move 5, can't I? Is there a minimum distance at which you can shoot a handgun? I mean, could I potentially ram the thing into the guy's mouth and pull the trigger?
That would probably count as a as a cold shot to the head, effectively.
In this game, that would probably count as 2 actions. Because if you were grappling somebody, you would grapple them first and then throw, for example. So I think that would be 2 actions to apply gun and then pull gun.
Diagonal 3 squares away is from Bowie.
1, 2, 3.
We were 13, needing to roll 14s as a base, needing to roll a total of 22.
But that would put me way in line of H, O, and P.
Hank, and O'Hara, and Pope.
But if I was to charge into Bravo, because I can't remember his actual name, I then couldn't shoot him because I would be too close.
I'm inclined to say I would give a melee defense to block the arm rather than blocking the dodging the bullet or anything.
Okay, in which case, yeah, what I am going to do then is move here and claim.
I don't know. I wasn't paying
I'm going to move
attention.
to here, claim partial cover, and pray to the gods that I don't hit fish. I mean Max. How does 21 sound?
Wow.
I would have spent luck if I was going for the cool shot.
Yeah. That's damage.
Oh, so close. 14. 554.
Oh.
He's taking 10 points of that. And ablating a point of his torso.
A point of his torso.
Now we come down to Max.
So yeah, first action is going to be to counter-throw Bowie, preferably into Washington. So obviously this is a martial arts role.
A lot of the martial arts
which
have
is
fun things.
my martial arts skill against his Dex plus evasion. I think. Hang on, let me check. Nope, it's actually against the straight DV15. His evasion and Dex are irrelevant on counter throw. Yes, so this is why my first is going to be a counter throw. If I beat my DV15, he is getting thrown. He has nothing he can do about this. But in order to do it, I have to have avoided all attacks against melee attacks against for the last.
And there has been no
and then
against you.
Use the counter throw against one of those attacks. So in this case, it narratively makes sense for the last one. So yeah, as that last blow came towards him, he swayed back out of the way, guided the caught the back of his arm, guided him forward, and then just threw him into. Is now throwing him into Washington if he makes the roll. So he's got a 16, which beats 15. Exactly what I needed, in fact. So I haven't read the rules on throws, but that's what I've done. Throw. Let me see. You can use an action to throw them onto the ground, dealing your body stat directly to their hit points in damage. This ignores the defender's armor and doesn't ablate it. Now, in this case, I'm not throwing him to the ground. I'm throwing him into Washington, so I will let you determine the effect.
Upright.
I would say his choice of dex or body. He can either be agile or just man it out, can't he, really?
He is.
Okay, use dex then.
Okay. That's what you were using. That's that. Dot was a 13. So, you are throwing Bowie into Washington. Washington is going down underneath Bowie. And behind him. So.
That's something of a coincidence. No, it's something of a coincidence because my second my ROF2 second attack is going to be to knock Bowie's bike over by kicking it.
Having a relatively soft landing.
Relatively soft landing, yeah.
Captain is having a harder time because he's got a hard spiky bike underneath him and a heavy Bowie on top.
And a piece of shrapnel in his back.
In his back.
That's a very traumatic sandwich.
I don't expect it to do any significant damage, but I am going to kick the bike as hard as I can with the intention of it moving some distance from its starting location. For the throw is deals my body stats, so 7. Which ignores armor. Yeah.
Let me just check our death saves.
Wait, this game has death saves?
Yeah. Well, if he's
apparently killed Washington by beating him to death with his friend.
He's just fallen over.
So he's going to take the damage from his critical wound again.
So he's actually on -4.
Yeah. So L has basically killed Washington.
Basically, yeah. Well, yeah.
No, L has. It's the critical wound that has done it. Bowie and I just helped.
just to be clear, we didn't do much of anything. It was all his own people that killed him.
Pretty much, yeah.
You were just pushing him off of you.
He's just clumsy. Yeah, he swung at me, overbalanced. Next thing I knew, he was flying straight at his boss. Yeah. I'd love to say that Max was one of those subtle martial artists where he could fake it out that he didn't do anything and had nothing to do with it, but he's really not. Yeah. He is more a solidly guiding the arm forward, then to grab the back of his belt and finish him off type move. It's not a subtle judo type throw. What am I rolling for the kick? Do I need to actually roll martial arts to kick a bike, do I? Or is this I roll to see whether I kick it effectively, rather than stub my toe and look like a prat?
Yeah, easily. Kicking at any distance.
That's only a 13. I don't know how good the bike's dexterity and evasion are. Should I roll any damage against it?
Yeah.
Is it worth is it worth Washington taking death saves, or because that's it's page 188. Because I'm looking at it now. So basically,
I've done 14 damage to the bike.
At the start of each of his turns, where he is mortally wounded, he must make a death save, roll a d10. If he rolls under his body, he can take his turn as usual. Haha. If he rolls a 10, he automatically fails. But basically, it's under body to take an action. Over body, you fail and you immediately die. Yeah, because I'm guessing his body isn't actually that high anyway. Yeah. So it's probably even worse than a 50-50. Yeah.
Because that was taking damage from an attack.
It doesn't seem like your actual value of hit points matters. It just says if you are mortally wounded, you must make the death saves. Which will be if he is at 1 hit point or less.
He is now, certainly.
It's critical. So Fish would like to just roll me a 2d6 to see what additional critical he took by throwing him roughly to the ground, or with his friend.
Strike him roughly, Centurion. 9. I don't think he's going to notice, to be honest.
And took another...
He's a bit distracted.
Another 5 points of damage. Okay, yeah, he's dying. He won't be dead until his turn. So the bike has... Yeah, the bike has fallen over. Did you say you did 14 points of damage to it?
14 points to the bike, yeah. Fairly hefty kick there, I feel.
Yeah.
It's got what, like 2 hit points left?
No, the bikes, if I remember rightly, had 35 structural damage. This is a fresh bike. This isn't the one I shot. This is Bowie's.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man! Stop it!
Look, we've got
plan is to wreck everyone's bikes. He doesn't care about you lot.
We've got access to mechanics. It's fine.
I know it won't have gone that far particularly, but he was kicking it roughly towards Pope.
Ah, that's irritating.
It has been deleted.
You probably are better off using the pointers mechanic. The draw square will actually let you draw an oblong, as you did earlier on, and those should be movable. Or in fact, given how cool the arrows look, if you put an arrow in for each bike, they look kind of cool, the arrows in this edition.
They do.
One thing I particularly like about the arrows in FG Unity is the fact that it's got that number in the middle of it, which is the length that you have drawn your arrow, which means they're perfect for plotting out shots, because you can just draw an arrow from, firer to target, and it will show you the range, which I think is lovely.
Cover.
Or without liking it, for riding, to be honest.
Well, has been destructive. Dandelion.
Yep. So I'm basically going to jump over here. No, I'm jumping to the other side. I'm jumping over the other railing. So I'm not trying to. Okay.
Railing to another 6-inch railing.
No, he's not jumping to another 6-inch railing. He said
I'm
he was
jumping
jumping
over it and doing a roll.
Probably will put one foot on it on his way past to guide him so that he doesn't hit it. But yeah, it's going to be that whole moving past it.
Yeah.
That's a doddle. Unless he rolls a 1, obviously.
So I'm assuming that you're going to have me doing athletics for the jump. I mean, I did so well on the last ones, I thought it would just be automatic. 10, 19 plus 27.
Oof.
So yeah, that.
I would like to point out
it wasn't that difficult to maneuver, but to be honest, I think that the triple somersault was just
Yeah.
over everyone. You didn't
Look,
need that.
I have to be clear about this. This is Dandelion we're talking about, and he has a cool of 6. This is his thing. He is flashy as fuck.
Do you actually have points in acrobatics?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
6 is only high average, you know.
What did you do with what's his face? Oh, you put him right on top of his bike. Okay. Because I want to be right. Okay, then I do need to be here. Cool. So I moved it there, and then I am going to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to.
It really has.
I'm going to brawl and then martial arts him with, because I need to do a successful brawl and a successful martial arts to be able to trigger my disarming combination, because I want to take his gun. Martial arts is 2. So the disarming combination is an effect that happens if I successfully do a martial arts and a brawling attack on the same target in the same turn. Brawl, martial arts.
Yeah, once per turn when you fulfill this requirement, the requirement being you hit the same target with a brawling attack and a martial arts attack this turn. You can use a martial arts special move resolution to attempt to beat a DV15. If you succeed, any one object held in the hands of the target you hit twice this turn is either held by you or is on the floor. So he's got a brawl and martial arts, and then basically gets a bonus roll if he hits with both to attempt to either disarm or snatch.
Gun.
I think 2, because rate of fire for brawling and martial arts is 2.
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, still getting to grips with all of this.
Right. So then, I check he's actually got defense with it.
So brawl to hit is 18.
It is really
I'm guessing that they don't have particularly high evasion. Ooh.
Surprisingly low, given how good they are at shooting people.
Yeah, 1, 2, 5. Oh, I'm guessing mooks then don't. I'm guessing mooks then don't get the. I mean, yeah, mooks probably don't have the same standard skill array, so they wouldn't have the base level of 2 in evasion that we have to have. So, yeah.
And it's based on dex, not reflex, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a 2. So that's a total of 9 on his first one. So yeah, that hits.
I was just going to roll the damage at the same time, so you. Okay.
Especially since the martial arts involves ignores half of armor, and the brawling doesn't. So the 2 damage types are handled separately.
Okay, so the brawl is 8 damage.
Yeah. But we'll gloss over how.
Only if it gets through. Has he got that little armor? Oh, thank you, cat.
I shot him before I came over here to punch him.
The
Wow.
level of armor.
And that's why we have a chance, basically.
They can dish it out quite nicely, but they're not that great at taking. So
I rolled a 25 for martial arts.
They're basically in road leathers, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. 4 for leather, 7 for Kevlar, 11 for a light armor jack.
16, which is not going to cut it.
And that's going to be 10 for the martial arts damage.
Oh.
She's not happy about it.
And I rolled a 17 to take his gun and aim it at him. Yeah.
That's the disarming combo.
I am taking his gun from him. Nope.
I don't think so. I think it's like my throw. It's just a thing that happens.
It's a thing that happens if I meet the requirement.
One object held in the hands of the target you hit twice this turn is either held by you or is on the floor.
See, this is why you shouldn't mess with folks like Max, because he's got friends like me.
Very heavy pistol.
Oh yeah, no, I dropped it back. I can't ping, can I? I dropped it back here after I jumped and ran over here to punch and grab.
It's the one thing I miss from Roll20 on Fantasy Grounds is the ability to ping. Would be so nice if we could ping in Fantasy Grounds. I suppose you can always, do the I dropped it here and then get rid of the pointer afterwards. But yeah, pinging is so useful.
Time being unnecessarily showy. Oh, there's a shocker for the Bock boy.
I mean, come now. Oh, my hair was also flashing the entire time quite nicely. It was very dazzling.
Oh, of course it was. Well, it's character appropriate.
Yes. Let's say yes. Can it just go along with having the hair? Or does it need to be a separate?
No, that would be a separate item. Yeah.
And your hair.
Well, I only have one tech hair at the moment, so I'm going to say I don't have a tech hair beard. It is a matter of style.
Something to look up for the future, perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh, yay!
with his mate.
If his mate was a bit of a drip, we could say we beat him to death with the soggy end.
Oh.
Let's not, shall we?
Spectrum.
Having no, it's fine. Having seen I fridged myself, if anything. Having seen previously Dandelion get shot, or at least seen them firing in that direction, I will basically duck out from behind the van and basically start sprinting in that direction. So 12 will basically put me there.
Oh.
Actually, I will have basically come round the side of the van here and be there.
So it's going to now be able to take a shot at Max, but she's actually doing a no, giving it the full on
Con. Oh no! Oh no! Were they together? Oh no!
He was her little brother.
That doesn't stop things.
Yes, but
She's hitting Max?
oh no!
Uh-oh. Hopefully you roll all once.
Right. That's not crit.
Good.
Were you adding up 2 5s?
So it's right. Okay, so a 3 and a 2 there, and then there's a 5 and a 4 on that one. And I went. So that's 5 and 1, 2, 3.
It's late.
Yeah.
So that is ablating my light armor jack. And how many points did you say? 14. And I am taking 3 hit points.
Yeah, I had to ruin your day.
Or possibly your lunch.
I can't imagine why.
Giving it the full con.
She's the one that shot him. It's not our fault.
So that puts me down to 42 hit points.
I'm gonna have to. Okay. And he's risking it.
Just wait.
Save.
8?
10.
F.
Basically, Hank's waiting for Pope to follow Washington, really.
Fan?
Yeah, that is if I can. Oh, there we go. I can just make it in, can't I? Like
The door is still open because I didn't shut it.
get in the van.
The sensors on your chair are telling you you're standing in the wall patch.
Better than standing in the wet patch.
Oh. Oh.
No.
question about Max. If Max actually grapples one of those two, would he be able to use that as cover?
Mm.
There are? Nice.
Yes.
There's pipes in the way. Nobody's
Bring
done
it.
anymore.
Someone who's standing right in front of him. Evasion? My evasion is 10 base. Yeah, except I exploded, so 28.
You've been really lucky tonight, Shard.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm gonna die soon. The luck's gonna run out.
It's 15.
15. 19 for evasion. I also make that look really fancy. I'm just sitting there twirling his gun in his face.
Okay. Yeah. And the thing is, there's no real. I mean, Naboo is squishy, and there's no real cover anywhere. Yeah, besides. Yeah.
I would like to point out, Molly, that even though Naboo is squishy, all of them are currently focused on 2 people at the moment.
At the moment, moving takes time, and moving things draw the eye as well. We're set up to notice things that are moving much more than things that are static. Yeah, let's see, that's 13, 14, 15, 16. That would be like 16 squares. Okay, I mean, I suppose. I mean, we could go for trying to hit the gas tank on Washington's bike, which is slightly closer.
And also
But-
next to Max.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, that is true. It's next to Max, and I'm not that good. So I will continue just laying down harassing fire, I suppose. Shooting, or yeah, yeah. Well, this is more like I'm being a mosquito annoying people. Might as well. It seems to fit. That's basically what she does with Arasaka. She is an annoying mosquito that they haven't even noticed yet. Maybe these people will notice her. I will go for L. And handgun is 6. And I have a 9, so that's 15. Which is not going to cut it. Yeah. Cool. And I did something.
Bowie's prone. It's just been thrown. But his full action standing up. He can still perform other actions.
If you're saying anything, Fish, you're muted.
I was muted too. So
Unless he's a martial artist, then he can.
yeah, that's what I was saying too.
The 2 characters with martial arts.
That's right. We didn't want them to know they could stand up if they had the martial arts skill. That's what it was.
Yeah, get up action.
I've got to say that's another rule I don't like. Yeah. The get up is not a move action. I do not like. It should be you use your movement to get up.
Yeah.
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 It like maybe half your move to get up because timing, but
What?
It's just a bit weird that you could get up and move, but not get up and do something else.
yeah,
That might
absolutely.
take less time than moving would.
Yeah. Like pulling a trigger on a gun.
For example, yeah, that takes so long. So long.
It's too bad there's no attacks of opportunity. Those are always fun.
Yeah, to speak. CAD.
Yeah, now Bowie moving like that's actually annoyed me because I was gonna do a number on him. He's moved. He's moved out of range. That wouldn't have been the problem. I mean, where he was, it wouldn't have been the problem. Where he is now, it's the problem.
You could always shoot O'Hara
Yeah, I could shoot O'Hara.
because O'Hara's shooting at me.
O'Hara's got half cover, right? Yep. Okay.
Don't shoot the motorcycle.
Cool shot. O'Hara's head using all my
Holy
luck.
shit.
Yeah. Okay. 30. Sorry, minus the 8 is 22.
Wow.
That's nice. Oh.
The 10 exploded. haven't rolled the damage yet.
Actually, Knight, I will. Can I just check one thing, Knight?
Yes.
This isn't Witcher, so dice can only explode once.
Yeah. I rolled a
Okay.
10 and a 6
Cool.
on top of my 14
Wow,
pistol skill.
that is a
Holy
nice
shit.
pistol skill.
Yes. Cad grew up in a combat zone.
Yeah.
Cad is the party combat monster.
Yeah.
In fact.
Damage was less impressive, only 11. Yeah, they dress up like a medic, but actually, because the Geneva Convention bans you from shooting medics.
Which makes it a very good tactic.
You nearly killed so hard.
which always reminds me of the anime Trigun, because there's a priest. There's a character in there called Nicholas Wolfwood, who's a priest, and he carries around this massive, like, crucifix, or this cross on his back, that's always covered in like a cloth, and he like puts it down, like, and he's asked in one episode, Mister, why is your burden so heavy? Why is your cross so heavy? Slam, because it's full of mercy. Unwraps it, it's just full of guns. So he pulls out and starts shooting.
It's full of mercy.
Yeah, it's like Trigun is a brilliant anime. Oh, we've got a bot.
We got bots?
Oh.
Oh, two bots.
Damn.
Bye, bots.
People are too quicker than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Faster than I
Yeah,
am.
only 11 damage on the damage roll, I'm afraid.
Versus taking damage. Managed to get
I mean, there should be. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a reason to have armor specifically for the head.
Fair.
Wait,
Well,
Yeah.
This effect. Okay. Aiming for the head. That's it. Multiply the damage that penetrates the head armor by 2. So that means he's taking 14 points of damage.
Ouch.
Oof.
Nice.
It's 17. Oh, no, it isn't. I've calmed it down. That's...
I forgot to add my 4 luck into the roll.
oh.
Total is 26. Not that it makes any difference.
You rated his cap by 1, but more importantly, he's only on 21 hit points. Yeah, bugger, but they aren't worth doing.
Yeah.
So, Max.
Right, I've just been ploughing through the Friday Night Firefight chapter, attempting to find an explanation of line of sight. Since there isn't one, I am going to take advantage of the vagueness of the rules of this, and use suppressive fire against Bowie, L, and O'Hara. Well, they've got to make a roll of will plus concentration against a DV of, hang on, 29.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
I exploded and got a 9.
Nice.
Way to go, fish.
Indeed.
That's called crowd control right there.
29. I have a reflex plus auto fire of 10, and I rolled a 19 on the dice. That's my one good roll for the day.
Yeah.
I usually have
Plus
one.
the D10, yeah.
The next roll is going to be the low explosion.
Oh my god. It isn't physically possible.
But they could critically fail.
Not even with explosions. So yeah, like I say, not even with explosions. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't bother even rolling it then. Yeah, they've got
if they crit fail.
Yeah, fair enough. On their action, then they have got to run for cover, or if there is no cover, they've got to move for cover, or if there is no cover available within move distance, they've got to run using both their actions to try and get to cover. I would be inclined to say that under these circumstances, they might even be inclined to go for the bikes rather than, because they're not going to run away and leave their bikes. If they're running that far, I would expect them to get on the bikes and leg it.
O'Hara has just taken a headshot and is now getting suppressive fire in the face, and yes, is peeling off on his bike. And his road is off on the road, so it's no longer taking part in this proceedings.
We lost a bike.
Or we can lose a few.
On her bike, because again, there is no cover.
Yeah.
Bowie is going
actually, that That depends. Is that I think it's a stairwell.
Stairwell.
Because this is clearly supposed to be a multi-story car park. Is that building actually there, and is the door accessible to her? Could she get in? The door is not a door. Okay.
There is a doorway.
There is no door.
Yes, shut up. So Elle is
It's a
going to
jar.
hop on her bike, and
Possibly.
Bowie is going to
Or it's
jump.
a spoon.
Or it's a
So we've
fictitious
got Bowie's
bird.
bike,
We've got Barry's bike and we've got W's bike.
and we've got Washington's, which still works. It's got holes in it, but it's still
It's
functional.
reparable.
And we don't know if
doesn't-
we've got popes yet.
It doesn't look as cool now.
We're gonna
I
have
would have
popes.
said it was Bowie's bike that has bits that are bent and aren't supposed to be. True.
And when it comes to Pope, I mean, Pope's probably too pissed off that I have his gun to worry about running away.
Right, he wasn't under the effect of my suppressive fire.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if he runs away, it's actually his decision rather than something forced on by the mechanics.
Yep.
Sorry, my apologies. That was Max. So that's Dandelion.
Do remember that they take those actions on their initiative turn. So if anybody gets to go before them, they're still here at the moment.
Yeah.
So if we can
Okay.
So Hank is in what kind of cover? And you said that the crash barrier is basically slats, so it's what kind of cover?
Oh yeah, there's one over there. I didn't see him.
Yeah. No, my apologies. I saw that. No, that is slabs, but it's solid.
See, I wouldn't have done what I did if it was solid. Damn it! It's
I know
perfectly
slabs.
okay because what I did was more fun.
There for a second. What's not what we thought it was?
The barriers. Oh,
Concrete rails, and it looks instead like it's slabs of concrete. These slabs
Sorry,
of concrete.
Well, are we talking about the central barrier?
yeah.
It's whatever you say it is.
Yeah.
You're the GM.
Okay. So the cover is full cover. He doesn't have anything sticking out at all. Half cover. Okay. He's leaning out shooting me.
Yeah.
So what does half cover give him?
Even a 50 chance of hitting him.
It's a simple way of
Yeah.
Yeah.
simple way of
Porting the
doing
cover
cover.
rules.
Yeah. If you've got 50% cover, there's a 50% chance of being missed.
Okay. I didn't know how that worked in this one.
Unless you do a cool shot.
But it works again. This is
Not the way-
ruling,
yeah.
so it works how Drup says it
Okay.
works, and that seems a reasonable way as any.
And trying to do a called shot to the head would be
+8 or -8. Yeah.
Yeah, +8
It
to
would be-
DV, -8 to your thing, whichever.
would it still have the 50-50 attached to it because of the cover?
Surely not. If it's a called shot to an area that is not undercover, then you're just going to hit that area.
Okay. Okay.
Got the +8 though.
It's you either take the 50-50 chance or you get the +8 to bypass it, which is
All right.
seems very
I'm
fair.
going to use my 6 luck. Called shot to Hank's head with the heavy handgun.
You're now viciously shooting Hank with his friend's gun just to continue the trend.
Yes, I am.
And people.
Oh god, is that a very heavy pistol?
Yes. 20 to hit.
It's a total of 21.
No, that's 20 after the -8.
20
Because I added 6 luck, and then so it was a
a net -2, and that's what it gets.
Oh, is,
No,
I
that's
didn't
fine.
realise that you'd already deducted the -8.
Which way round does the rulebook actually say it works? Is it plus to the DV or minus to the?
I think it says plus to the DV. Call shots.
Obviously, it makes no difference in real terms.
But
Okay. Just purely for
yeah, it's -8 to the check.
Between ourselves, we should try and do it the same way every time. So if it's -8 to the check, we should always apply it as a -8 to the check to avoid that kind of confusion where you've effectively both put it in at both ends. Yeah. It's unusual to see a modifier to the roll on a system that has a DV. Normally, the DV, but
So that's 16, and I did roll 2 6s.
So critical.
Oh, that could be Rip Blank.
5.
Oh god, that's a concussion.
Actions, and it will do an additional 5 points of damage, ignoring its armor. So.
Oh, the bonus damage is there. It's just in the top of the. It's just in the top of the table.
Oh, plus that.
No, I did as well. Like I did as well. It's like, oh right, okay.
So.
Yeah, it was 16 total that I did. Plus, yeah.
And he had 4. So you're doing 12 and an additional 5. So you're doing 17 points of damage to him.
Is that including the doubling from the cold shot? Oh no.
Yes, indeed. My apologies. But the critical damage doesn't double. Last I checked.
No.
So that's 24. 29 points of damage you've done to him. So he's on 6 hit points. And you've ablated his head armor down.
And given him a concussion, which
given him a concussion,
which is probably the least damaging of the.
I mean, I'm not trying to kill them. I just want their bikes.
I can't tell if that's consoling or.
I don't think that makes it any better. No.
I do. Since I'm not moving, I do look at Pope and say, "It was your gun that did that."
Oh wow!
I had nothing to do with that one. That's on you. Maybe you shouldn't be playing with such toys.
Oh.
Well, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So that'd be 14. Which means DV 20. God. I'm gonna surmise that Pope has more pressing concerns with the guy who is right in front of him and has ripped his gun away than actually paying too much attention to someone else. So Electrum is going to try and be uncharacteristically brave.
Oh
no! Like it's a calculated. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
that's only rational.
It's the standard tactic of watching the foes ride away into the sunset in fear and getting out and yelling, "And don't come back!"
Exactly.
How have I? What am I doing wrong here? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why is it? No, why is that giving me a range marker rather than a? Yeah, I probably have. I'm trying to just grab. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Yeah, basically, because I think that's as far as I can move. That still gets me a shot. And I'm basically going to try and tase Pope.
Ooh.
It counts as a heavy pistol, so that's why. So I think I'm at a 20.
Oh my, that would be amazing if he. After my
I'm
mocking,
gonna tase you.
I mean, that would be amusing.
Dandelion gets a brand new dance move out of it.
That would be great.
Hang on. There we go.
Might have to ask him to tase me while I'm performing on stage.
Sounds probably better.
No, that is a 13.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Is the direction the taser bolt goes.
Yes. Cool.
So it goes away from Dandelion.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
Which brings us down to Elle, who is hopping on her bike.
Peeling out.
Her engine will carry her and will be taking no further part in this fight except possibly to take your faces. Or at least to take your faces.
We've made an enemy of a local gang, though. Yay us!
Woohoo!
Little Europe.
It's local in as much as in the same city. They've got
Honestly,
motorbikes. That makes it local.
Did we want them to be friends?
No.
They didn't really seem like my kind of people, I must admit.
Yeah.
With his ears ringing.
With his ears ringing, bleeding from a head wound, and watching Elle zip off into the night. Since she's on the bike.
I suppose the whole initiative order thing, people don't just stand around, of course. He can see that 3 of his friends are getting on their bikes and leaving.
Yeah.
It's just only one of them has actually started peeling out yet. So
How fast can he get it started with the concussion?
We offer medical discounts.
Dang it.
it's not normally a roll to do.
But he is wobbling like a bastard.
I mean, you say it's a button, but at the moment for him, it's probably 3 buttons. Yeah.
It's okay, just slap the entire
Just
track.
slamming, yeah.
Is he doing this around on the straight?
Oh.
Got it.
I'm here being very, very concerned for Bowie, who was previously jumping on the back of Ellie's bike. Ellie has now done the sodding off
wait
dance.
for him, so he's just running then. He's on foot, isn't he? When he gets to his initiative.
In the van. O'Hara. And leaving. Right, okay. And so yeah, O'Hara's having none of this. He's actually coming out least upset of everybody, but he still can't get to cover, and so he's just had enough of this.
Yeah, he's only been shot in the head.
He's shaking one fixer down. Into a group of highly trained edge runners.
When a
Highly trained.
when a shakedown when a shakedown turns into a blow up.
They were warned to either be peaceful or walk away.
They
That is
were.
true.
Yeah. We gave them fair warning.
Yes.
This will become a crew of highly skilled edge runners.
It's going to be more than
Probable
just us by the
corporate,
time this story
Yeah.
gets.
with probable corporate support.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! No way.
The dandelion
obviously-
effect will.
Yeah, when they found her, she was obviously meeting with some corp, and it was his bodyguard that saw them off. It wasn't
Yeah.
just some guy who happened to be there looking for a component.
I was going to go for Dandelion because he's got bugger all choice, really.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a bit
Mhm.
stuffed. I mean, he
Poor
could leg it, but
He could,
Poor
but he'd be
Pope.
leaving his bike here and
yeah.
getting
Oh,
on
Pope's
his
bike is mine.
Yeah. So he's going to go for Dandelion. So with
Bags
his
on Barry's
reckless,
bike.
so
21 for evasion.
first attack just misses.
Pope is badly wounded, isn't he? Or is wounded in some.
Injured, yes.
Yeah.
17 for the second.
Pope is on 12 hit points. He's not seriously wounded yet.
Yeah.
He's not far off.
Far
He's a
away.
paper cut or seriously wounded.
Mhm.
Else?
17 for the second evasion.
Ooh.
Okay.
It actually hit you.
A hit. A palpable hit.
I've been
So good.
shot. I've been shot. Now I'm gonna get shredded. It's cool.
Okay.
It's a new look for me. Some new scars.
Oh.
There's a
Oh.
double six there.
Ah shit.
I can tell from Drut's face there's at least one double six there.
Hey, Dread needed this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
Ooh.
Um,
Right. Well, you've got two medics within
Yeah.
within walking distance.
Yeah. So yeah, this is fine.
To the body, my armor is my SP is 10. So, in terms of damage, I know.
To damage so far. I'm just seeing what else you do.
I've
and
taken
you'll take-
5.
Yeah, you'll take the extra 5. Because criticals bypass armor. So how
Ooh.
did he do that?
No, it's not the leg, is it? It's
Did
not
you get a
falling?
12?
Oh,
Okay, so
okay.
broken leg.
Okay. Okay.
It's just broken your leg.
Okay. That
At
that
least it's
heal.
still attached.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 11 for a musician.
Yeah. 11 would have been
Oh.
11 would have been nasty, but we
Oh.
11.
the thing is we're actually competent enough that the treatment DVs shouldn't actually be too harder.
Mhm.
Okay. Mhm.
You're a -4 to move, and more importantly, you have a broken freaking femur.
Mhm.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, it was my femur. So that's a high break. Oh.
So it's a quick fix is a paramedic role,
Yeah.
and a long-term treatment is paramedical surgery,
I'm
which you
just
can
glad-
do. But at the moment, you're not kind of taking any further interest in this bit.
Mhm.
And as a
we
result,
can stop.
after attacking you, he is going to make use of his move action.
Ooh.
He wasn't on the bike though.
Yeah.
And
His bike is right there.
Yeah.
I'm shooting him as he runs away. On my
That's
turn.
brown.
How are you even standing?
He's balanced very carefully like a stork.
I'm a martial arts artist. I can
He's
hop.
hopping mad, and he's going to do
Yeah.
something about it.
Oh. Okay.
There's a crane kick coming. I can sense it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
what was
yeah.
the broken leg, though? Oh.
Hippity
He
hoppity
clearly
bike
listened
sound
because
like
he
Papa
swept
Skip.
the leg.
Yeah.
He died. Woo!
Oh,
You just felt so bad about breaking your leg.
I claimed the bike.
that he ephemerated out of existence.
yes. He's on the bike and he's going away.
Just there's a glitch in the matrix as a person just disappears.
Okay. So that just leaves the poor bastard Bowie,
Where
who
did Bowie's
everybody
bike go?
else has abandoned.
Bowie's
bike-
bike appears to have disappeared.
Bowie's bike is
Yeah,
between.
She cleared the pointers, but
All right.
it's still there. It's just not showing on the.
It's just on the.
page.
It's on the other side of Max,
Yeah,
basically.
As long as no one else has ridden off on it.
It's basically
Okay.
No, it's further down because I kicked it.
Probably
It's
not.
there, it's
probably
fine.
not probably not a lot further down, really.
Yeah.
You're
14 damage.
Well, it's close, yeah, it's close
You're-
enough.
you're between it and him,
It's
basically.
fine. It's fine.
There we go. I'll take that. I just need to know where my other bike is.
Right.
Yeah. Where my other I don't know where that went for a moment there. But that's my bike, and that's my bike.
The hell it
Wait.
is.
Oh, God.
So who won it in fight there when we got the bike? Was that
Kat.
you? I didn't see you.
That's because I was stood at the back shooting, hitting everything I
fine.
shot at.
Nowhere near the bike.
Oh, boy. I think Naboo would like to shout to Bowie. It might be a good idea to surrender and lay down your arms now, and then turn to the meat vendor beside her and say, "And by the way, I'd like it two meat on the sticks, extra crispy, please." Credibility check. God. Okay. Cool. 6. Wait. I think I have. Oh God, where the hell is credibility? Is
It's
Is
your
it-
rollability,
is-
so it's 4.
it okay? Okay. Oh, that's nice. 8 plus 10 then is 18. Was that the telling them to surrender or the meat order? Cool.
But mainly the meat order.
That figures.
Me too, it's cool.
have more impact on Barry's psyche than your shouting. But he's believe you. He doesn't want to be in this situation anymore. And as a result is heading to the fence at the far side of the car park and is over those green hills and far away before you can say Pontius Pilate.
Fair enough. I couldn't have caught him anyway in that distance.
His friends who left him behind.
Okay. At the final evening's phase.
Oh, right. I forgot about the weather.
Lightning sparks down.
Oh, thunderstorm.
Ooh.
Bowie had been standing and obliterating the metal lighting cube he was standing next to.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Well, this is some very intense weather.
Oh, God.
Well,
Lightning?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
running
would
for-
really like to not be sitting in a lightning rod
Well,
right now.
And they trend towards incredibly destructive. Once per 10 minutes during the storm, I should roll the d6. On a 1 to 3, the lightning strikes far away. Didn't. On a 4 to 6, the lightning strikes the tallest nearby structure or natural feature. If there's nothing like that, it strikes either the tallest character or the character holding a two-handed metal weapon. You've got 10 minutes before I roll again.
10 minutes.
I'm jumping on Bowie's bike.
Max is jogging back to the van,
Mhm.
and as he does so, he is yelling out to Coral, "I only used half your bullets. If you don't mind, I'll keep the rest."
Electrum runs towards Dandelion and is going to attempt to stabilize.
As he's running towards me to try and stabilize or drag me, how far out of range is Hope? Not Hope. Totally gone. Shit. Damn it.
Yes. Nabu will run toward the van after. Oh, yeah.
I know. I wasn't thinking they were stopped, but in terms of timing and whatnot, because like,
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted to do at all.
Well, I seem to have made the same mistake as Chrono. I have no idea how. Me neither.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Well, either way, I'm jumping on the bike and firing it up.
Oh, sorry.
Max will pull the van up at the end
Right.
of the the end of the parking bay where Dandelion is, so that Dandelion can be piled into the back of the van.
Yeah, so I'll attempt to stabilize because I won't attempt treatment now.
grab my gun, please.
So I'll
Your
do
gun?
I'll do the stabilization check while he's pulling the van up. So that's
Yeah.
first
Well,
aid.
actually,
Yeah. So it's
guess-
a paramedic check, isn't it? So yeah, that's cool.
I guess technically the gun that I dropped is right there beside me, isn't it? In that square. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 20. So you're stable enough to move and
Immediately strap the leg to stop to stabilize the injury. Everybody else is starting. All the vendors are packing up really fast.
I don't get my meat on a stick.
once he's stable, actually, if Max is pulling the van up, I'll also, at the point that he's stable, I've basically gone over there and grabbed, and I'm also attempting to drag Washington's body into the van as well. And if anyone looks, it's like
Oh.
he might have some tech we can sell.
Sure.
If nobody has done anything with it, Max will hop out of the van long enough to shove the Washington's bike in the back.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if there was enough room in the back of the van to do that.
can't-
But
I can't do much of anything at the moment.
Well, I mean, that's the thing because we'll have to lay
low. Lay low.
lay Dandelion out. So I'm not like, is there room
So
for
we can knock Dandelion out, you say?
one? Can we fit we probably won't be able to fit both bikes in the back.
And I'm riding this one back.
Yeah.
I don't think we could fit. No,
Yeah.
Which is why I'm riding this
Plus
one
the
back.
box.
It's just a broken leg. I'll sit up front. It's fine.
No, it's a female.
No.
You will not sit up front.
I've I will literally strap you in and shove the body on
Damn it.
shove Washington's body on top of the box that we were.
I am
we
wondering
are
actually whether we
transporting.
can do this now, because we've got to fit a bike, Dandelion, and Hideo's chair.
And the box that we are transporting.
I was staying
Yeah.
quiet because I didn't want to point
Yeah.
out that I was taking up.
Yeah,
Perhaps
that's
someone else
true.
might want to take the other bike.
Why can't Hideo?
Yeah, I suppose
Yeah.
if he minimizes the legs.
I was going to say, like,
Hang on.
if the weather wasn't this bad,
It
I'd
folds up like an
volunteer
SRV.
to stand on the roof.
Roof. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Hideo is on the roof. That's
So
it.
Hideo is the tallest thing.
Oh,
Hey, Naboo, while they're busy doing all of this, can you go grab my banjo, please?
I will do that, certainly.
Also, you got video of that whole fight, right? Because that was awesome.
We can talk about terms for commercial use of the video.
Blah 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 blah.
I could just see him using that as the backdrop to a music video. It's going on the equivalent
That's
of
what I'm afraid
YouTube with one of his songs over it. No dandelions flat out in the back.
Yeah.
Washington's bike is next to him. Sorry, Max's new bike is next to him. Max, I'm assuming, is in the driving seat.
Yep.
Basically, I think we're all in the van, including
Except for me.
Washington's body, except
Except
Cad,
Cad.
who is on the other
they're
bike.
riding the other bike.
And I can peel out of the parking lot. And admire how fast the Nomads managed to get all those big vehicles going, because they've gone.
Yes.
Something. Faraday cages are a thing. The only person currently at risk is Cad.
But there's
Rubber
plenty of
tyres,
tall
mate,
things
just-
around me, so I'm still not going to get hit because we're in a city.
Yeah.
It's just going to be
Rubber tyres,
freaking
mate.
scary.
Just nobody touch the bodywork.
Yep.
You can
You're on
Oh,
4
no.
pillars of insulation. Just hug your knees.
strikes the top of the building in that corner as the tallest structure. And
Did
has
it
the door
explode?
welded shut. The door's not technically welded shut anymore.
See, we missed an opportunity to loot something there. We weren't paying attention.
Look, we got away with like half an SMG worth of bullets, a new very heavy pistol, 2 bikes, whatever is on Washington and in him.
In here, yeah, I was about to say.
Rippers. At the very least, he's got
Yeah.
rippers.
Yeah. He also has the prosthetic leg.
No,
if
that was one of the others, I think.
Oh, it was one of the others? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was annoying. I was kind of hoping that we could bring down the one who had a cyber arm, but yeah, because that would have been handy.
You've been waiting for that all night, haven't you?
No, I actually didn't realise.
It's so much better because it wasn't deliberate.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Combat
Look,
in
I like-
Combat in Red actually moves reasonably well.
Except for when we're involved.
Learning it and figuring
Yeah,
things
like
out.
I mean, obviously, first fight, so obviously it was going to take a while, and there were a lot of people involved.
That's true.
So
And there was other things like,
Yeah.
specific things to specific guns, auto fire, martial arts.
yeah,
Like,
we really
tried out quite a few of the combos.
Yeah.
in that, to be honest, we used auto fire, suppressive fire, 2 different martial arts special maneuvers.
critical hits on the body and the head,
Critical hits.
Mhm.
cold
targeted.
shots. Yeah.
Yep.
So the one last thing that Electrum is going to do is on the ride back, a quick message to one of my contacts saying might have some interesting Biotechnica info for you. Sent to Vanda Ramdas. Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to ask, did we get the item that we were supposed to be
Yes.
transporting?
Well, hang on. Did we get the
We got
two
both
things
the box and the component. We
and
did
the
quite
quantum
well.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a box
Alright,
full of
alright.
stuff, so we could sell
Yeah.
stuff on to make some.
Yeah.
You got basically a feck off great tote
Yeah.
stuffed with
Yeah,
odds and
full
sods,
of crap.
full of the
We-
99p medical equipment.
Yeah.
We
Somewhere
actually
in which is the component you were looking for.
we did really well this time around because we got all these things. We also have the new contact that you made with Coral because Coral's now a contact.
I've got a contact with
Mm-hmm.
Sparks.
And I've got a meeting with Natasha tomorrow.
And I've made some musician friends.
And hopefully my accuracy with the fire will at least have impressed someone that might have been watching. I hope.
That's me.
Not bad for a medic.
Mm-hmm.
And IOU. We cashed in at the local bank. Oh,
Ooh. Nice.
All that money.
we
Oh, a very literal welcome to the gun show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which should mean that as a team, we might be able to get some gigs from said Fixer.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least the three that she saw did really awesome.
the fixer role. You can use Coral as a contact for that. So you can quite legitimately spend IPs on it.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay, we'll call it there for now and go and find respective coffees and drinks. And
Yeah. Thank
I
you very much
suspect-
for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Drat.
Thank you.
Next week would have been Castles and Crusades. Fish on hiatus temporarily. Let me just check the date because I make it the 1st of August.
Yes.
I will have a chat with Alexia and see if she can do extra.
Cool.
It's hopefully going to be Strontium Dog.
Yay.
Hopefully.
Those two, the 8th and the... I can add up. 15th. It's Trudy's birthday. And Fish is giving me a game session.
So
To be clear,
that's going to put CP, the next CP Red back yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
2 sessions of Strontium. Yep. I've budgeted for 2 sessions on it.
That makes sense. And I'm looking
and
forward to it.
Strontium Dogs is going to be pre-gens, correct?
That is pre-gens, yes.
Okay.
Which, so far we've got. I still need to create the other pre-gens. We've got a character for Drat. We've got Lucifer Lopez for Drat's character, and I think probably I am going to fudge the mutation rolls to create an empath so that we can have Morgana feeling. Just because I like that. Yeah, got it. Not only do I like puns, but they are entirely suitable for anything based on a 2000 AD license. To be honest,
I had what, 6 squid?
6 Squid is a canon character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kidney.
Oh.
These are all from the comics. These are real characters, established
Aw.
stunts.
If not, we might be able to rustle up a one-shot or a quick play. But stay tuned. Something will be happening. And we'll see you around.